I didn't say that, man. I didn't say that.
You implied it.
I'm not implying nothing. I'm just look.
I was like, I can't have you corrupting, Duffy's show.
I'm not gonna do that. Hey, trust me. I'm not gonna do that on this one, man. I am not gonna do Duffy like that.
No, but look, I have me and the homie. I have a homie that's from Lebanon, and we have a bunch of different ethnicities in here, so it'll get to going up in here.
I got nothing against Jewish people. The government, however, you know what I'm saying, like.
This is the best way to start the episode. Yeah, you feel me? Let's go straight into it. So how do you guys feel about I'm just joking.
We hold off on that for today, man. I wanna do you like that, bro.
Go to the other platform for that.
We'll use code words.
Yeah.
No.
Sure. Nah, but see, like that's why I love doing the podcast, because I want people to feel comfortable to say whatever. We're not monetized yet. We don't got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They'll be and when YouTube gives you a strike, they don't give you strikes now. Well, they do, but I haven't posted anything to get like a strike. That's like more for monetization, I thought. You know what I'm saying? They might tell me and take my video down because of a title or something, or things like that. I've got a couple taken down, but
yeah, but it's more like this, man. You a talented artist, bro.
Yeah.
I know how the music industry work, man. So you got somebody like me on here. Start, spazzing out and shit. Gonna be like, oh, keep eyes on that dude.
I mean, as long as you're not reaching.
It might do you like Tory Lanez, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it's like you coming out here and be like, there's only two genders. Okay, let's stop. What's up, man? What's the deal, y'all? Welcome back to the motherfucking McDuff Show. You know what I'm talking about. We're here on this Good Friday with the homies. You know what I'm saying? And before we get started, go ahead and click that link and subscribe. Stay up to date with everything, no pressure. We dropping on a daily basis. We got all kinds of content. We got the NPR live videos. We got the X-Files interview series. We got so much more uploading. So make sure those notification bells is on. And make sure you guys subscribe. You know what I'm talking about. I got the homies from the Fourth Wall podcast and the joint right now. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves. You feel me? Let the people know who y'all is. And we got and I'll get into it after. Let the people know who y'all is.
Yeah, man. It's CJ. CJ the Kid. Host of Fourth Wall Podcast Show. We out here. We doing our thing. Shout out to McDuff Show. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you already know, man.
Thanks for having me come back. It's been a minute, but
it's been a minute.
Upgrade.
For sure, change. We gotta run another interview too.
I like it.
Thank you, man.
Hey, y'all, man. Yeah. Hey, it's Toss. Toss got that sauce on Instagram. The most canceled person. Or canceled brown person. They call me the brown Alex Jones, you feel me? But yeah, man, good to be out here, man. This my boy Duffy, man. It's my neighbor.
Yeah.
Lived across the street from me for a cool minute, and yeah, it's crazy to see how really proud of this dude, man. Really putting on for the city. Likewise. So it's good to be here.
Absolutely.
What's up, everybody? Justice.
Turn your mic around.
Oh.
To the white side, you should see the white logo on the front.
Right here.
Boom.
It says.
Boom. Perfect.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Justice. Rap for Me podcast. Founder of that.
Yeah.
I'm happy Duffy was able to come through and support.
Absolutely.
From
I'll be
Mobile.
back.
So, yeah, man, it's really cool to be a part of this. We've been seeing you do your thing. You've kind of been holding it down for the Moreno Valley Inland Empire community.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, man. Now it's nice to kind of come back out here from LA, and see what we're doing out here. So
it was dope.
Technical difficulties.
No, I was just saying, like, it's nice to be here, dude. We've been seeing you represent, trying to bring the community of the Inland Empire together.
Absolutely.
And that's cool. I think that's one of the things where we always used to say that this guy does this guy's able to do that. Everyone's so talented. Why aren't we working together more? And finally, we have a person who's actually trying to bring the community together. So it's just cool to see, dude. And happy to see you kind of doing your own thing now and kind of just growing and kind of learning from everybody.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I appreciate that, man, for real. It's definitely been a journey, and seeing you guys do your thing, like the Rap For Me podcast has obviously been dope, and you've been doing that. And then the Fourth Wall podcast, super sick. I'm fucking with it, and I just love seeing
Thank you.
I just love seeing you guys do y'all thing. You feel me? It inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Seeing going to the Rap For Me podcast, I'm like, man, this is so dope. It's just a different take on a different podcast experience. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's the deal? You feel me?
What up, man?
And so likewise, man, I appreciate y'all doing That's why it's important. We get to sit down and chop it. You feel me? Because it's like if we don't put in an effort to show the community we could come together, then it's never gonna happen. So sit downs like this, episodes like this are super special because and we're all busy men. We all got a lot going on. So for us to be able to come here all on one day, that I always cherish these moments. Because without doing this, we might not really get to kick it and see each other. You feel me? Well, with how crazy life is, just in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thanks for reaching out.
Hey, but I'll say this, man. There's a lot of people, out here doing podcasts and stuff like that, and both of y'all, man, y'all the only ones that, kind of like, y'all the ones that paved the way for this city. It's a small city, but seems like everybody's really tightly knit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, shit. Like I said before, man, we just started. We try and be like you when we grow up, man. You juggling everything on your own. You produce. You set up this whole place. You got your little, what's it called?
The merch, the heat
Merch
press,
and everything, man. Green screen over here
I
and
got
shit.
a printing press in here, bro.
You feel me? Definitely a multimedia space. And, just working on what you got.
But I think to his point too, like some of us are in positions where you can kind of expose others to a world that they haven't seen before. A lot of us are kind of we'll watch a Drake, we'll watch a Kendrick, and we'll sort of like assume like, oh, it must be like this in the industry, it must be like that in the industry, and not everybody can make it out, right? Not everybody has a chance to go to LA, go to Atlanta, work with certain artists. So when you do have that exposure, and you're like, oh, you know what, guys, let me show you guys what I've been learning and put you guys up on game, and then you start to see the whole community come up a little bit more. Now that he's been on the the Rap For Me podcast, you've been on it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of your guys' podcasts are now on a different level.
Yeah.
I would say both of you guys have some of the more higher quality podcasts in this area than anyone else now. Mm-hmm. And both of you guys experienced a very high level podcast production.
Yeah, exactly.
And were a part of it.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That production, seeing that, and I remember peeping game. I'm just looking at everything. Homie setting up. I'm like, they about to be here by the time I get home. They barely gonna be leaving with all this equipment. I'm gonna drive all the way to Mobile. Y'all still gonna be packing up here. So I definitely seen that and just took I learned from everybody. That's what we supposed to do amongst your peers. You feel me? Like, if you do something over here, I'm going to peep that because I'm watching your stuff actively regardless. I'm like, oh, that's dope. What if I did this? You feel me? And it's almost like it's not like a competitive thing. It's like an inspiration thing. Like, the homies be inspiring you to do other shit and get different experiences, because it's different with all of our. You come over to No Pressure, it's gonna be different than the Rap For Me podcast or than the Fourth Wall podcast. It's all completely different things, but at the end of the day, it's still like we have like this agenda to the community. Yeah. To make sure we put on.
It's platforming the diversity of the city, man. And shout out to Took Studios too. Those are the people that
shout out to Took Studios for sure.
We kind of, at least I can speak for myself, I kind of like drew inspiration from as far as like kind of putting out the talent from the city.
Yeah.
The creativity and like the diversity of the content coming out of here sometimes it surprises me, man. And
a lot of talent, man.
Yeah, for sure, everywhere.
Nah, man. Hey, look, we got two of the coldest rappers come out of IE, man. I stand on that, man.
Absolutely. And we need to do a record. Like, we did a record. I wasn't really feeling my verse, so I wanna like, we gotta recook back.
Run it back, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He hit me like, are we dropping it? I'm like,
I've been trying to find out. I'm like, bro, like, we gotta show the people, like, we got, I got people asking me like, hey, why haven't you guys done a song together?
I'm like, we have.
Oh,
that's on me. It's on me. No, but now that like, we definitely need to get back in here. Cook up. You already know. You still right.
Yeah, I've been working on some new shit. Like, I actually had something in mind, like, for you, but we never. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait till we
till we link back up, till we get it. Hey,
yeah,
bro,
I got some
let's
new
get
shit.
it.
So yeah.
You know what's funny
absolutely.
too? I think both of you guys are probably, in your own ways, some of the most like high volume music producers in a sense, in terms of output. Like I can see him. That's why he was on the podcast so much, rapping, freestyling, was because like he can kind of write verses very quickly.
Yeah.
But your output, I'm like, dude, Duffy's putting out albums every month. Where you at, nigga?
Nah, for real.
I'm like Rich Paul, like, nigga, Duffy's out there at the court shooting free throw. Why are you still leaving?
Nah, for real. Hey, Duffy out here pushing out songs like a Mexican mama, man. Like,
That's true.
And you know, that the whole point of doing that was to just show people last year that is limitless and that there's no real formula. So stop searching for a formula, just create, and you could do that at whatever volume you want. And you know, this year my take was a little bit different. I haven't really dropped an official drop this year. You know, I took my time and got in my bag with the music, and now I got some. I got a few albums like ready to go, but you know, every year is a different mission statement towards what we're doing for the year. You feel me? What am I doing? What can I practice for 365 days and give it my all, and then see the result of it? Okay, now let's tweak it going into next year. And I'm passionate about something else. You know, there's no way I could have kept doing that for a whole another year. That I was like, I had to take a break, a couple months off. Like I had nothing to rap about, but I wanted to just show people that nigga, you can drop 15 projects. If you want to.
Yeah.
No, I think that's true, and I'm pretty sure you can speak to that too, where it's like
And you were flooding it too. Let's not get it
quality,
fucked up.
quantity, like
No, but like to your point too, like earlier you were like, you said it's not about like competition, it's like inspiration. That's what like you inspired me in that way to where I'm like I'm seeing that output. So I'm like, damn, but this dude's like putting out this output. Like I need it, it's like I need to get on it. Like I need to start, so it's
Man,
I like
dope.
that. I like that.
And that's all we can ask for as an artist. When they've said the highest form of human act is to inspire.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. And so like if you could put art out and
That's what
see
it's
it,
about, yeah.
and you feel me, who else do you look to outside of your homie? It's like, man, I look at the homies. That's who really inspires me.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm waiting for y'all to drop that like that Drake and Future type of shit.
Yeah, we gonna
you know
need some. We gonna need to do it just
Like-
lock in for an EP, huh?
Yeah, this the only dude I ever see, man. When I go to the studio, this dude just like he don't write nothing up. He just go in there, just like, oh, what you looking for? All right, bet. Some of the wordplay with this dude, man, he inspired me to be a better wordplay guy. Cause some of this shit is ridiculous, man. Like, how the hell did you like? What's that one? Go on the Rap For Me podcast, man. Look up some of these freestyles, man. It's like, it's comedic. It's like, yeah, man. I'm trying to be like y'all, man.
Yeah.
So.
No doubt.
No, I like what you said, right? And I do like bringing the community together. At the same time, I'm still trying to figure out, who the best rapper in Mobile is, right?
Mobile, huh?
But Eli says it's him. Obviously CJ says it's him.
Shout out Eli. Elijah.
Shout out to Elijah, man.
Hey,
my brother.
y'all the big three, like we started the league, right? So,
hey, if anything, an idea for if we wanted to do like a joint type of
project gotta be
like
it.
a versus type shit where it's like, all right, you do your we get on the same beat, we both but it's like a competitive type shit.
Yeah.
Who
Who has the hardest verses out of these three? Out of these two
yeah.
verses. Yeah.
I love
the whole take.
I love the competition.
And let the people decide.
I love the competition.
Hey, man, y'all remember Grind
fun.
Time and shit? And like, what's it called? King of the Dot and all that shit, man. Hey, could do something like that out here in the
Nah, man. Overall, like, I look at it like, man, with so many, just in Mobile, there's so many talented artists and rappers. There's at least 25 to 50. There's a lot more than 25. But just the ones I can name off the top of my head. You feel me? And everybody fucking has a style. It's something. Everybody has their own style, uniqueness, and bars. The thing about Mobile is a lot of us care about bars. And the artistic level, I think more than a lot of other places, and it's just a Mobile thing. You feel me? So I don't think, and for somebody to Because we all think we're the best rapper, as you should.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you shouldn't be rapping if you don't feel like, or feel like, and maybe we're just at that point with the pen. It takes years to start feeling like that. Like, damn, like
It does.
you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't always feel like that, but you get to a point with your craft where it's just like, you know what, I'm fucking good.
Yeah, like that's
You
why
know?
that's why like a lot of people knocked my guy J. Cole for his initial sort of shot. It wasn't really like a diss track, but it was kind of like, bro, warning shot. Are we really doing this, or what are we doing? People are like, bro, it's too soft. I'm like, bro, J. Cole right now, I can see why he thinks he's the best.
Yeah, he went on a run.
His quality
Like
of work
3 years.
recently was like, bro, he wasn't missing.
No, he wasn't, and he just killed it.
So
I don't think anyone
killed
was
it for
denying it
himself.
though. It was just more
Yeah.
like, okay, if you're the best, like, all right, let's see.
And I think he pulled the trigger too early on the Kendrick diss to understand. That's why Schoolboy, whoever talked to him, was like, yo, this is bigger.
Yeah.
Kendrick about to call this nigga a pedophile or some other shit. He crashing out all them, and he's not going to stop. It's not for you, Cole.
How he flowed, like the whole, as a Cole fan,
yeah,
I
sure,
still actually
sure,
liked
yeah.
the song as a song.
Yeah.
People were just like, oh, this wasn't
you could tell
venomous
it wasn't.
enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't dark
Which
enough.
is fine again, because it wasn't. It's not like there's actual like. Beat
See what
there, you
J.
know?
Cole will rap with you. J. Cole could really rap.
Yeah.
He's like the bar spitter, like the rapper.
Yes.
Like if we acapella just rap right now, J. Cole might be.
Yeah.
You could argue if he's better than Kendrick or Drake. You could argue that.
Sure, yeah.
It's like Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. Not take out age and shit.
Sure,
Just
sure,
the
yeah.
top 3 best, right?
Bro.
And J. Cole might. If you say J. Cole, I can't even.
That whole thing though, like with,
I agree some days.
That's what I'm saying. He has his moments where it's like,
Dude, you can't fuck
that
with
song, that song, Crocodile Tears.
He actually, I don't want to say he's a LeBron because I honestly think Drake is a LeBron of the rap game.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's the golden child.
in that
Can't do
conversation
it.
of like, okay, like big 3, like top 3, I feel like J. Cole is like the LeBron because it's like he's like the passive aggressive. Because again, like you said on that diss, he didn't sound like he can perform, but he can't. It's not really venomous. Like he's really coming at you.
And-
the other two were like Jordan and Kobe, where it's like
And
I
it was
came here to
direct.
like kill the person I'm going up against.
but Cole has a good understanding of like self. LeBron don't really do that. That's why Drake would have to be LeBron, and that's the thing with Cole.
No, yeah, that's
was
true.
It was very off-brand of him to put out a diss like that.
Yeah.
and you could tell.
Yeah.
he was
Should have just
influenced.
waited a little bit longer for the right moment.
But to even be dissing somebody like Kendrick,
I don't
like
think
then the
he should've
call to Pepper
waited.
Butterfly,
I don't
man.
think he should've
Yeah.
waited. My
Like,
thing.
do you believe that yourself? Like, you
Yeah,
don't believe that.
I feel like for J. Cole, it wasn't really that. It was like, cool, you dissed him, stand on it. Don't
Yeah.
drop it. Don't come out and be like, oh, I'm sorry for doing that. Just stand on it. You lose, right? Because Kendrick's not going to come out and do you dirty like that. Like, he's not really... We understood it. He wasn't really coming
J.
at
Cole
Cole.
was just trying to rap.
Yeah, so Kendrick will say a little thing like, blah, 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 kill him off and move on to his business, right? So J. Cole should have stood on it or... Just don't even reply
even
to
say
the...
that.
He shouldn't have even dropped the diss. Because, again, I don't feel like Kendrick was really coming at Cole. He was just saying, like, you're part of it. You got in the crossfire. Cool, we cool.
I'll just
but
let
this-
everybody
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But
It's
Cole had to
me.
come out and be like, and then it was like, now you look back because you're taking it back. It's like, come
No,
on.
Cole looks good now.
Sure.
After what we
Yeah.
saw happen.
did you hear dripping?
Oh,
Yeah, I see. Look, I think Cole will be.
Grippy.
oh, grippy.
Is-
Yeah.
I think Cole will be good. I think right now, I just don't want to hear from Cole. Kendrick did what he just did to Drake. Just Kendrick's on his. He's the best rapper alive
Yeah,
right now.
right now.
Undeniably, he can't. And I don't think we've been able to say that because Drake
Exactly.
has been in the way the whole time.
Yeah.
Now that Kendrick finally, he's waited for this moment. I think it's
Yeah.
just his time, and I think J. Cole was right there with it, but Drake was still kind of in the way.
To your credit, though, I don't think J. Cole, like when we say best rapper, I don't think J. Cole understands that means also go into
everything.
that
Yeah.
beef realm as well.
And be the spotlight of America online. It's you.
He's thinking like, oh, it's just about bars. I'm like, no, you also got to beat Tupac. Tupac was also in the fire. He's also going to jail. He's also that nigga who's like, I'm really stand on business.
You gotta go crazy.
I think-
you know.
Go ahead.
You know, I was gonna say this earlier. Do you think since Meek so
R.I.P.
and Meek exposing Drake for the Ghost Rider? Boom! What the fuck? Pusha T exposing Drake for the kid. Boom. What the fuck? J. Cole, if you're gonna win against one of these guys, what are you gonna say? Because now the whole exposing thing has low key.
Yeah.
It comes with the battle rap now. What are you gonna say that we don't know?
Yeah.
Or that nobody is gonna say? And I don't think J. Cole has that kind of. I think he has the capability to do that lyrically, but
It's a different, yeah.
he wouldn't go that route. And he.
I was just gonna say the only caveat with that is that with Cole, I feel like if you really wanted to destroy somebody that isn't Kendrick, he can probably do it
Easily.
But with somebody like Dot, it's like, first of all, it's off-brand for somebody like Cole to go at somebody like Kendrick, because like y'all both like, you guys are conscious rappers. You guys are making music that's like,
You guys are friends.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the substance of your music, there's a parallelism there.
Even then, I don't think Cole. I think Cole understood, like, I'm never gonna be number one. Like, he always played that. Again, he had that song "Middle Child," right? He knew, like, he's always gonna be like in the conversation or whatever. But come on, you're not gonna be better than Drake. You're not gonna be better than Kendrick.
Not never, because he was saying.
Sure, maybe.
No, he was saying that before, but he also said,
I want
right
first,
now,
yeah.
I feel like Muhammad Ali.
He knew that he's. Come on.
J. Cole was in. J. Cole put himself. J. Cole, all this 3-4 year run he went on, he kind of ruined it.
Yeah, he did.
I apologize.
He did kind of.
And not to take a and you know what, I in all honesty, I think what they not like us and the whole Drake beef is so big that we forgot about J. Cole for a minute. And J. Cole's like, I don't give a... Like, J. Cole dropping an album right now, as much as I would love to listen to it and hear it, I don't give a fuck about anything else besides K-Dot right now.
Yeah.
And his next album,
Do you
really.
seen how Drake has ended up? Do you kind of not hold Cole to that same standard for apologizing now? You kind of like
I understand. No, and we talked about this on the podcast. I understand why he apologized. I feel him. But you know what he said in his speech? He's like, I realized I've been so comfortable this last time. Well, it's time to get uncomfortable, nigga. God ain't make life for us to be comfortable all the time. If this was your moment to be the best rapper alive, it meant you be uncomfortable and you go into game 7 and start throwing some elbows, nigga, and win the chip.
That's why I'm like, maybe he was LeBron in this situation, because remember before he went to Miami, he wasn't that dude to be like, all right, give me this. Like, let me. The time came to be a beast, and he was like, no, I can't.
You know who Cole really is, though? He's like a Jason Tatum, bro. When you think about it, Jason Tatum, it's like he's talented.
You just won a championship.
He's got
Shout out
super.
Jason Tatum, man. Shout out Jason Tatum.
Nah, whatever.
They cooking that nigga all live.
Yeah, yeah. But notice with when it comes to his team with Jason Tatum, just like Cole, it's like when you need him to take over, you gotta let Jaylen Brown come in and do the thing. You feel me?
I'm not gonna lie though. I was very close to buying that Stone Temple Pilots T-shirt. I was like, bro, that was one of the most clever. I thought, like, who are the Stone Temple? What is that?
Again, you know, wordplay. Like I appreciate rappers that have good wordplay. Like I grew up watching like a lot of like Daylight battle raps and stuff like that. That's my boy, man. So you know, like I could really appreciate that. But you know, when it comes to just like personality wise, you know, Cole just fell victim to the Drake effect, man. Like it's just the energy of when he stepped into the studio with dude, man. Just you know, it's just a bad influence, man. And then you get that collateral damage with him. You feel me? With the wrong dude, with the worst dude possible.
And that actually, but fucking with him made him at the top of his career.
Yeah.
Streaming wise, popularity rise.
Spotlight, yeah.
And I don't know if
But every artist
Cole was ready for that though.
Most artists.
Every artist.
Which is what
even K-Dot.
Which is Drake's whole argument. But to Kendrick's point, because I wasn't even that big of a Kendrick fan. I was more like a casual fan. But when Kendrick's like, sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. He proved that in almost every single way you can look at that phrase, right? Because not only did people were like, oh, well, you don't really have like that club banger song. Oh, well, we've never really seen you we haven't seen you in a rap battle. We've never seen you in a beef.
Kendrick hasn't really beefed with anybody.
Yeah, although he
Besides
did
Drake.
he did kind of kill off Big Sean, which is why we don't.
He's come out.
He threw subliminals out there, you know.
It wasn't like a set battle.
But
Yeah.
you gotta understand though.
He didn't spotlight
Kendrick
dudes.
was hot from the beginning. It's like, who's gonna come at him? If it was that,
fucking with K-Dot is K-Dot.
why didn't someone come at him? Like, why didn't Big Sean come at him?
Because they knew better.
He knew exactly.
Big Sean, no, he did the song "Humble." That basically ended Big
well.
Sean's career from being in the big three to me. And when Kendrick says you got chipped by a throwaway, I acknowledge Big Sean in that, because that song, I'm like, this wasn't even a part of his damn album. He added this on as just like, also nigga, I got a little something for you too, and it's like that song won him a Grammy.
Hey, did Drake do a song with Cole before 3-Person Shooter ever?
Yeah, he
in the
did.
morning.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That doesn't count, man. Again,
In the morning doesn't
in the
count?
morning he had Jodeci freestyle.
Jodeci,
But
yeah,
those are more like, again, underground type, like just off the fluke of it, like let's throw something together.
Like rap
You know?
cuts.
Which is I appreciate those tracks. Is those are both fire tracks. Again, those are
Yeah.
both of the top like rappers in the game. Like you want them to do songs together, but it's like now they're in their I don't know, prime. It's like, okay, let's do a song together. He said he wanted Kendrick on it.
You
So
know
it's
what
like,
the
let's
other
get all
song's
three of us.
called? The one they did after First Person Shooter is called
What?
Evil Ways.
So look, you bring up a good point. This is the reason I asked that question, is because we all know Drake is like a diabolical person, and he probably
Allegedly.
No, he is.
Nah,
Stop
nah.
with the allegedly
I'm not
shit,
even
man.
Petty. Drake is a
Yeah, I ain't got no.
Petty, I'll give you that. He's petty.
He's petty.
Stop defending this dude. But the thing is this: maybe Drake was cognizant about the reality that the only two people that can possibly be in front of me right now is Kendrick and Cole. What if I pull off a sabotage job and be like, "Hey, Cole, I got this good concept on 3-Person Shooter. You should hop in." But really, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, "Oh, this is gonna set off Dot. So maybe I can use this beef to have Dot eliminate Cole." And now the ego in him was thinking like, now I can eliminate Dot, but he got humbled because he thought he was that dude, and then reality hit him. You feel me?
I think Drake got the biggest wake up call out of all this.
Yeah.
I think Cole's cool now. I think Cole's like, whoo!
He knew.
Yeah.
I'm
He
good. Like, we go work on this album. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna address it on the album. Like, Cole will talk about it. Cole's got everybody who talks shit about him. Oh, you thought it was over? You got Cole fucked
I will
up.
forgive Cole because I know he's gonna talk about it, but it's gonna be smooth. Like in his way, it's gonna be clean. It's gonna be like, yeah, I can see where he's gonna explain it in a way, and he's so hard. It's like he can, you know.
Can we fault Cole? I know, before we get on to another topic, 'cause I know we've been on Cole, but this is like, can we hold this above his head forever? Because, you know, due to the circumstance
think
of
so.
what it was.
But here's the thing
I don't
about Cole.
think so.
Here's the reason why this is the apology is such a big issue. All your major big songs over the last 3 to 4 years were all about you being that nigga.
Yeah, and when it was your time, for your fans, because I'm a J. Cole fan. He's one of my favorite, biggest inspirations, right? But there's fans out there that are stans, that love Cole,
Yeah.
right? You let them down. Because
Yes.
this is your time, like you were saying. This
Bro,
is his moment.
It's hard for me to listen to Johnny P's Caddy. It's hard for me to listen to Secret Recipe. It's hard for me to listen to First Person Shooter. It's hard for me to listen to Crocodile Tears, or It Gets Pricey, or
I can still listen to him because I feel like it's on brand.
Yeah.
Stones.
It's on brand. Like
Look-
again, it's like the playoffs. You lose. He came out and he said, "Yo, what's about to happen? I can't compete, so I'm dropping out. Cool, come back next year."
The,
You know?
the thing about Cole is like,
drop the album if it's fire. All right, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
when you say you got Kyrie, right? I kind of need you to get Kyrie. What?
no, but listen.
Yeah.
The thing about Cole is when
That's
he's
how
talking
Drake is
about.
feeling.
Yeah, when Cole is talking about being the best, is more like the man in the mirror type of shit. He's like kind of competing. You could pass it off like that, kind of competing with himself, but also double entendre, talking about other people in the competition too. But with Drake, it's like coming from a place of insecurity. We could hold it above Drake's head because he really thought he was better than everybody in the game. With Cole, it's just like, I'm in my lane, I'm trying to outdo myself type of shit. So you can't really hold it on him, you know? It's just, Yeah, the whole apology thing. If anything, it's a calculated move, smart move on his part.
Should have stuck with no features. Just stick to the Dreamville dudes.
Well, you know what? If Drake never bought in like the family aspect stuff, it might have been cool. Maybe Cole would have stuck to it and could have just been bars. But once it got disrespectful, Cole had to play it smart.
Yeah, and
I just want to end with this. I just want to end with this, right? Kendrick Lamar, I was not familiar with your game. I apologize. I was with my brother J. Cole. We were not familiar with you.
And me and my brother J. Cole, we apologize.
Yeah.
Bro.
Nah, for real.
I actually really, what's funny? I really feel bad about not going to that.
Then we.
Oh, it's mine actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Just twist it. It's probably because it's normally on the table, not moving.
Yeah, I'll just hold it like this then.
Okay.
But no, I actually felt really, really stupid, like watching that pop out in the Juneteenth, and not going to that. I'm like, how did you not know this was about to be one of the greatest concerts of all time?
All time, like that was
actually, yeah.
That was you know what, like watching that, I watched it here with both monitors on all the way up. My peoples understood. Like my siblings were out here, a couple of homies were here, and just seeing everyone come out, like watching Tyler come out was like, man, watching Dom Kennedy come
YG.
out, bro.
Yeah.
YG
the Hoopers,
coming out.
The West is
came
deep.
out.
Bro,
West is deep.
The Rosen, they all out there.
DeMar
West is
DeRozan,
deep.
Westbrook, you hear they gave Westbrook his dance, that shit he was doing. Like that's the Westbrook now.
Dude, I didn't know he was talking about DeMar DeRozan on what? Not Like Us or Euphoria. He's like, you don't need DeRozan either. I'm glad he's back home. Like that bar.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Derrick Rose. I was like, okay, Derrick Rose. I didn't know he was talking about DeRozan. I was like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
he's from DeRozan's from Compton, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he played on Toronto, yeah.
He was in Toronto, yeah. But look, I mean, the Lakers didn't want to chip, but City of LA,
Felt like
Oh yeah,
They still got-
yeah. That's why I said it was.
Bro.
It was a championship parade. For
Yeah.
the rap beef.
for the culture.
It
and
was, yeah, on Juneteenth. Like, I wish I could have went. I obviously had my injury.
That's crazy too. Of all the times for this shit to happen, and all the shit that like Dot said about Drake
and to land on Juneteenth.
to land on
victory
Juneteenth
dance.
I mean, obviously he set it up. Like,
makes you think.
Bro, it just stamped the culture.
Was this whole thing work?
It just stamps it.
Bro, but with you got Crips, you had Bloods. I didn't hear anybody any problems at the concert.
I was thinking. I was like, I wonder
Everybody
if it's gonna be
posted
like
pictures?
some type of like incident, like someone like
Something.
a gun goes off, but there was nothing.
And then everybody had to show up at rehearsals.
yeah.
So you had a week of rehearsals. You had, everybody pretty much came out. There was a couple people missing, like 1, 2, or 3 maybe, and that many of people that somebody made a TikTok and it was this white dude. He was like, "Don't ask me how I know so much about LA gangs," but he had a whiteboard and he had all the gangs written out there, with the Crip gangs in blue and the Blood gangs in red. And he was like, there was 25 different hoods. Or it was 15 to 25 or something like that.
Sound like 1090 Jake.
On stage, you feel me, like Hoovers and Bloods and Crips from all different
That's
types.
uniting, man.
Like that, man, come on. Only 2 people could do that. And maybe three. Kendrick, Nipsey, and Snoop, maybe.
Snoop said it
Maybe
himself.
Snoop,
He was
maybe.
like, Kendrick, like, you're the king of,
Yeah.
like, you brought to do everything like that, like, unite everybody. Like,
He got
that's the king.
recrowned the king again.
So, hey, yeah, shout out to Kendrick, man.
Yeah.
It's really revived the culture. You got people still, I heard a song last night from JT from City Girls. She's doing her solo thing. She got a song with Young Jeezy. And he mentions Drake and Kendrick. It's like, that's the thing. Like, he's rapping like, I was hot. I've been hot before Kendrick and Drake. Not dissing them, but he's just like mentioning it. It's like, we understand you. Like, you a legend, but don't even go there. Let's not.
Yeah, that's not. But at one point, Jeezy got crowned the best rapper alive.
No, he was.
like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He used to,
so
like,
he could talk.
yeah.
But let's not go there, my boy.
Yeah,
Let's relax.
this was
You can't even see Drake.
this was the end of our era, our sort of. I
Yeah.
guess what it was, Backpack, right? Like that sort of era where it was like J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick. They were first kind of coming out from like what 2011 to
Like
Even before that,
they're like they're like the superstars that transition from the blog era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are like the superstars from them, and then you have like your SoundCloud superstars.
Yeah,
you
the
feel
Uzis
me?
and
The Uzis,
Yachty's and all those dudes.
you know that, and a lot of those guys didn't make it, but you know a lot that you have your top 5. You know your Kodaks. And people like that really stood the test of time. I think Cole. I would throw Big Sean in there still.
As what?
As one of the guys that have been a
some sort
part of.
for sure.
I think he's took a step back from the big 3.
Definitely.
I don't think he's gonna argue about that no more. But if we're talking about a Mount Rushmore, I think he's the next qualified person, MC, artist.
Yeah,
if we're talking about bar spitters, music catalog.
To be honest, bro.
Who would you put on the Mount Rushmore?
We can't look past what Tyler the Creator's done, bro.
But
we talk about hip hop, but
Mount,
to be honest, like
lyricist wise though.
like right
lyricist
now,
wise,
lyricist-
Tyler's a great songwriter.
like we're talking
but
about like 4, right?
I'm talking about 4. I wouldn't put Tyler over like Big Sean wraps circles around Tyler.
Lyricism wise,
I don't
Like
know,
if we talk about like
man.
flow, we gotta think. We
Yeah.
gotta remember what everybody stole the Big Sean flow.
I used to like
You
Big
know?
Sean was one of the. I remember back in the mix, it was him, Drake, and Cudi. I used to like download this shit off LimeWire. I was like when I discovered them, like it was them 3. I remember the Finally Famous mixtape, like Big Sean. I used to like, and then a lot of people used to be like, "Oh, you rap like Big Sean." I was like, you know what, that could be true. I started because I listen to this guy so much. So but recently it's like I don't know.
Tyler's amazing though.
I think
I
Creator,
fuck
like
with Tyler.
I don't know, like he consistently gets better. Yeah, you wouldn't say it's natural hip hop, but I mean he got the Grammys, he's got the nods, DJ Drama, like he said, like like give him his credit, like he's overlooked like a lot.
No, I agree with that. I just think if we're talking about Mount Rushmore, I think the common denominator is like the rapper wise, because I would say Future, but.
Yeah.
Future's not
Lyrically, yeah, he's not,
Yeah.
but he's sometimes
he's a flow
he's a
rapper.
great songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes bangers,
Yes,
and I think the same for Tyler. I think Tyler's one of the best artists out. Period. Like
He's
all
an
around.
artist.
Artist.
He's an artist.
We could put him. We could argue it
Sure,
for
sure.
artists and whole vision. Down to the way he dresses and rolls out his content. It's the flyest. Like nothing's doper than seeing the new Tyler post.
Yeah, and
You
to
know.
Duffy's credit too, like here's again Kendrick. During this whole beef, right? Here's the one positive impact that I really respect Kendrick for doing. Not only did he pop out in every single way possible. Can you make a hit? Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Can you sneak this like Drake? Yeah, I can. Can you do the social media shit? Yeah, I can. It's just like checked every box.
He outbeat. He
But-
beat Drake at his game.
But he also made rap cool again. Like because before there was one shout out to this guy too, Screwface John. He does a lot of reactions, and he was like, "Y'all really need to appreciate this because before this beef happened, there were so many songs about just getting pussy, just taking a bunch of Percocets, and just being faded at the party and just living that sort of lifestyle.
People call Kendrick's a weirdo. We don't listen to Kendrick. Kendrick over a few.
Spiritual guy.
The backpack rapper. If you like anything that has rap in it, you're a backpack rapper.
Yeah,
You like
exactly.
the old head,
And now everyone's like studying the rap bars.
rap genius going up. I
Everybody
guarantee
wants
you.
to rap again. Everybody wants to be an artist again. Like he really revitalized the culture in a way where it's like before you retire, before you leave the game, he's pushed it forward in a way where like he's reset it where everyone's like, no, I want to show you that I also got bars. I want to show you that I got vision. He made it really cool again, like it was back in that sort of blog era.
And honestly, we have these conversations in here. I think we're entering a renaissance in hip hop where it's been so watered down and so pimped that even the mainstream industry is leading away from hip hop and going towards the Afro, the Bad Bunnies, the Whiz Kids, the international sound. That's what the labels are focused. Hip hop has been dried out, so nothing looks cool. Rapping in front of a liquor store with all your homies, ganged up, is not enough anymore. Like TikTok, you can still blow up off of TikTok, but it's not hitting like it used to. You know what I'm saying? So we're coming to a point.
Shout out
where
Lil
now,
Baby.
the shit like that's already faded out. You know what I'm saying? It's to a point now we want to see more than just swag shit. Now I want to. Do you have some bars, some content in it?
Substance.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
and you feel me? Can it be while it's still being a hit, but can you still keep the thing with the culture and then the visually? Like it has to the visually. What are you doing different than everybody? I think people just want more out of hip hop because it's been so pimped and used and abused that nobody is getting to a point where everyone done with this bitch, right? She's not the hot girl. On the,
Dude, when's the last time we had a good Rick Ross cut? Rick Ross Champagne Moments?
yeah.
I was like, bro, this nigga flowing like Biggie.
Yeah, hard.
So white. I was like,
Everybody outside rap. It's a beautiful time.
bro, Rick Ross is 50. That's one of his best songs I've heard from him in a long time.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
It's just this has been a very revolutionary rap battle as far as what Kendrick did, man. It's almost like good versus evil. You feel me?
Yin and
Because
yang.
the way that he exposed Drake, not just Drake, just the industry in
That
general.
whole side of hip hop.
Exactly. Just everything attached to it. It's just like you realize what it is now. You realize how the game really is. The man is a puppet. You feel me? I still get like flabbergasted every time I go like on IG or even on Twitter sometimes, and I see these people still riding for Drake. It's like you're not mentally well. Like you gotta make peace with
Well, that's the yin and yang.
Yeah,
That's the white side. Or just to say, you have a white side, you have a black side, and right, and not even to take the complete race out of it, just the yin and yang. There's dark and there's evil. There's evil and then there's light, right? And there's a side to hip hop where it's like sexy red. It's praised.
Exactly.
And like Drake is praised over there too, as well as he has moments where he's on the other side, right? But we praise this shit in hip hop, and that this agenda gets pushed in hip hop to the point where if you make anything from the light side, from the white side, that is ass, because this side is shining so bright. But now that this side is getting exposed and it's going to the other way, people want to see more artistic. Well, we want to see Kanye West quality videos from Kanye 10 years ago, or I don't want to watch it. You feel me? Like, you feel me? I want to see a rollout that's creative.
It's doing the
I want to see everything.
Yeah, it's doing the craft justice. You think about why did people start rapping in the first place? It's to bring awareness to the actual culture before it got corrupted, before we had people like Drake coming over here and just being like a machine, signed to UMG. You know how UMG, now you know who Lucien Grange is. Now you know all these people pulling the strings and pushing this poison to program you into just listening to just degenerate shit, man.
And do you think... go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was going to say about, with the Lucien Grange whole situation. Did you see what's the black dude from UMG? Candace Owens did a interview with him, and Joe Budden just sat down with him, and
Black dude from UMG.
It was, I believe he's from UMG, or he's from a huge distributor, and I want to say it's UMG, but I could.
Is it, United Masters?
Well, UMG is
no,
an
not
umbrella,
United Masters.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the Universal
Music group.
And he's one of like the distributors, or he plays a big role in what goes out in hip hop. And Candace Owens interviewed him, and he was basically saying, yeah, my parents listen to classical music. My daughter would never listen to sexy red, but she's like, but yet, what makes you think the rest of the world's gonna be behind it? Because you're putting $1 million behind this, but not $1 million behind Rhapsody, right? And then Joe Budden sits down and he's like, look, I just want to get down to it. Like, are you guys? Is the industry like in Drake's hands to the point where you guys will break off percentages from artists and shit like that and catalogs and shit to keep Drake in your good graces? Because the only way that he gets a airplane from the label on all this shit is because if he decides to leave and put link in his bio, the whole industry crumbles.
So not to get too.
So here's a fucking jet.
Yeah.
Here, percentage of whose catalog? Who do you Drake? What do you want? What you make so much money? What do you need from us? Like, you feel me?
What did Kendrick Perkins say? He said, "Hey, if you're stars, you treat them like stars."
Hey,
we know we getting the special treatment.
But now you got that's why it's different when Kanye's like, once we get Drake and Lucien out the way, it changes the game for everybody.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because when you think about this, you look into this too. I want to go too deep into the rabbit hole. But the people behind UMG and Lucien Grange. They're also working in conjunction with these two companies called BlackRock and Vanguard, who also have investments into private prisons. So music is programming, you know? When you get somebody like a Drake, when you get somebody like a Sexy Red, it's pushing degeneracy, it's pushing a message out there to kind of like just numb you to you know, just numb you into like not being cognizant about real shit, you know? And at the end of the day, when you're pushing degenerate music, murder music, shit like that, leads to more incarcerations, leads to more people in jail.
And this has been a thing going on for years.
Yeah, since 19.
prison.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that one interview. With dude from Bone Thugs.
From Bone Thugs, and he was talking about it, talking about how we left after the whole meeting.
Exactly.
And so this has been going on for years, and it's all facts, and there's nothing we could do about it.
I mean,
almost like how do we?
Well,
what do
the
we
way
do?
this is the thing that like
Bring the
Kanye
industry
said,
down.
like Kanye said, once you can separate from guys like Lucien Grange, create your own label that's not tied into these people that have other like ulterior motives of profit and stay justified to the culture of like hip hop and just music in general,
art.
you know?
And everyone getting what they rightfully own, and
That's why I was saying independent. Like before we go to the next topic or whatever, I just want to say like
we're going into what you're about to say.
No. the next rapper who's licking their lips right now after all this, got to be Childish Gambino, because I listened to, he had a live yesterday. He was talking about, I'm trying to do this happy music. You know, it's crazy how like the things. Remember back in the day, like stuff that were happy used to tie us together and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's all like, like bad stuff. You know, he was like, we the beef. That was like the most interesting thing all year, but it was two people going at it. You know, he was like, I'm trying to be. So he was like bringing that in. I'm like thinking like he might be trying to be the dude trying to like, okay, we just had all this bad shit happen. Let me come out and put out this happy. And I heard that what he put out the last stuff is like, this is kind of up his alley. You know, some happy shit. You know, people already like Gambino. It's just he doesn't drop shit.
It's a good time to strike for him. But you bring up a good point though. What did Dot say? He had more in his holster, right? He got a call from somebody. Somebody told him, "Hey,
Stop.
you cooking them too much. You keep doing this. Our jig is up." You feel me? So it just shows you the puppeteers behind the scenes. It's like hip hop has been corrupted for a long time. Really, it was like it's a black culture thing. And look at. Just do your research and look into everybody that runs a music label. All right. They all probably go to the same synagogue. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's just when you the biggest thing that they fear is the power going back
Ownership.
to the people. You know,
This is why you have to shut Kanye the fuck up.
Exactly.
You have to kill Nipsey.
Yeah.
How you lose a billionaire status in a day, bro? That shit was crazy.
Bro, because this is the same way they gotta and Russ was saying this on Flagrant with Andrew Schultz. Like, nigga, if Drake puts a link in his fucking bio, download my album the same way we fucking do, it's over. Because guess what? Everyone's do it. Matter of fact, everyone is gonna do it just as easy as they would go to Apple Music and Spotify. But I could download his files with the album cover and the video straight to my phone, and I can have it. What? What?
That's the other thing. I don't really understand why people don't like Russ as much as they do. Because I'm like, dude, Russ probably gives out the most.
They like him as a
industry.
person.
And
They
you're
like
not
him
supposed
as
to-
a person.
You're not supposed to like a nigga getting rich without the main people.
Yeah.
Of course, that would be the narrative. Narrative about him. He's showing everybody like he's doing exactly what we do as rappers. He's just getting 250,000, 500,000 every month from it.
You respect the hustle. You respect the hustle, but you're just like, I can't listen to music, but I respect the hustle. Though.
Exactly. You can respect the grind of how you do it. Music, it ain't really for me. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like the Chomp albums he does when he does Chomp, because he'll have a bunch. He'll like Jadakiss, Joey Badass, and Wale on the same song. Other than that, like I'm not really a fan of.
You can respect the
Fresh
formula that he.
but I
gave
watch
you.
all his interviews.
Yeah,
I know more about him. I love everything he stands for. You feel me? It's just this independence, and you notice every fucking rapper that signed a deal 10 years ago was bitching about independence right now, and it's like, hello, we've been down here doing it this whole time, right? You know, because out of necessity. So out of necessity, these mainstream rappers are coming back to reality. Like, welcome home. We've been down here building this whole time, putting out merch, doing content, buying cameras to do your own videos, editing, putting out albums, shipping out merch, going on tour and paying for it, and driving and renting a car. Doing all that by yourself is what you would have to do independently. We're just not getting the biggest revenue back from it yet, but the rappers are coming back to that right now. I think that's where it's headed.
No, you're right. And what's interesting is like the biggest independent artist right now.
Can I get a beer?
The biggest independent artist right now.
Let me get one too.
Kanye West.
Yeah.
Wild.
Did you see him talk about his numbers with the Taylor Swift? Shit, he's like, Taylor Swift has 500 or 400 something million. I have 20 million followers. He's like, I had 78% engagement on my page compared to hers. And he's like, look at them scramble selling vinyls and merch to get her record sales up. He's like, basically, he was saying the number difference. He's like, I'm doing more, engaging more with my fans. And more people came to that Yeezy page from his Super Bowl. From his Super Bowl ad, doing it independently than she is with the whole mainstream.
Oh, that's you.
That's you.
Oh, okay. With the whole mainstream machine behind her.
No, that's true. And
It's crazy.
before the beef started, what was the album called? Vultures.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the guy legitimately had a bunch of number one hits. He was showing how the algorithm really is manipulated, because he was like, bro, I know the song's not Hooligans, but Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
The song Carnival should easily be the top song on Spotify right now, but the numbers are being manipulated. My point in saying this is Kanye West is now the biggest independent artist in the world right now, which is kind of crazy because he wasn't for the longest. So now he's kind of stating the trend to be like, hey, and honestly, if you actually do the numbers on that, I forgot how many sales they said he made on the Super Bowl stuff, but he was selling like $20 T-shirts.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of people bought those T-shirts. He probably made like $20 million off a bullshit cell phone ad, and got just like the guy. You got to give him his credit, but he's
and it just said Yeezy with a black screen. Fire.
Just another guy pushing the culture
and
forward.
He made it affordable for the people,
bro. And he had some nice little cuts in there. To me, I thought Vultures was going to be in contention for album of the year, right? He had there's so many nice little songs on there.
Nobody independent gets that respect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
nobody independent will be at the Grammys.
From us though, like, from the people though, like, because at that time it was like, who the albums are so trash at that time. Granted, this beef post beef, Metro and Future dropped 2 back-to-back albums, 25 songs each, and I'm like, bro, some of these songs are pretty. Some of Metro's best work, like beat-wise, is crazy, right? So we've had some of the best music post-beef now, but before that, Kanye was kind of
he was keeping it fresh.
He was leading the charge for sure.
And
that's true. Yeah,
and I feel I completely agree with you, and I think that's where hip hop is headed. I think. Hopefully. You just see too many rappers, bitching about the industry. Like, the only thing you can do now is be 100% independent and get it off your. You can make money off of this,
which makes sense because if the labels are exiting the hip hop industry in a sense, which I think Kendrick kind of like showed them like, no, this is really profitable. I don't think that's actually going to happen anymore. But if they're going to exit, it does make sense that, okay, you guys can be independent a lot sooner than we were going to let you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna be really, really interesting to kind of see where that goes in the future. Yeah. Where now everyone can really see Kanye is the biggest independent artist right now, right? He's like one of the top, Mount Rushmore, him, Lil Wayne, Drake. Like, he's one of the top guys ever, and he's doing it. So why not?
Yeah,
me?
he's always gonna go down as that top. At least for our generation. I mean, yeah, Kanye. No matter, at least for me, no matter what he does,
Well,
like
Metro said,
or says, like,
I
hey,
would probably agree with it.
it is
I'm
what
trying to
it is. I'm
understand
still,
it.
the music's fire. The music's fire. I can't, the music's fire.
Metro said his next album is going to be independent, and you're just seeing more and
It's
more
more
people
profitable. You could do what
let's
you
just
want.
do it. Let's just. I think I'm pretty sure the Weeknd XO they're probably going to move in that direction too. They got
The
Future.
whole
on the team.
industry. This is what's happening. Spotify and Apple Music wasn't a thing 10 years ago, right? And since that came about, it's been that. They've been controlling single-handedly controlling what artists
That part.
make.
Yep.
That is crazy when you sit back and think that we get paid a tenth of a fucking penny
know.
on the streams, and DistroKid will show you the motherfucking
exactly.
down to the percentage, and it'll be like all these numbers down. You feel me? And it's crazy because even Ye was saying that say they said this year we're giving out $600 million. And he's like, what the fuck? You see, they're controlling what they're going to pay us
It's usury.
from streams.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not even enough to pay me and Rihanna, let alone Travis Shakardi. You feel me? So they're already putting, and so us as artists, with the amount of work we put into a rollout and the amount of people that listen to our streams, even if on a big scale, it's not even a lot of streams, but you add our streams up over a catalog, we should be able to pay rent.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Because we're independent artists, we book shows, we do everything, we invest all this money into it, we get streams, you put out albums and all this shit, but it's so hard to collect money. And BMI, you get your BMI ASCAP plus your DistroKid plus your Bandcamp physical sales and all that, and what you sell at hand. You got to really go out there and collect all of it. But even just off of streams, what I get off of streams should be a nigga a couple thousand a month. Like, you know what I'm saying? 800 a month.
I mean,
like,
they probably
it should
think
be like
it's still
a lot
it's
more.
still
than
probably
that.
the back in the old days type of currency, weighing out.
Yeah,
Like
for
the
sure.
70s or 60s or something like that, where a dollar is a long way.
Yeah, because they not giving that. It's just the fact that they should. You can't even. They don't even let you. They like. It's like iTunes. Like no one goes on iTunes to buy music.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
So how am I gonna sell my album if no one even? People don't even realize they have iTunes as an app on their phone.
This is the time of revelations, man. People are starting to realize how, look, the industry's not going to go down without a fight neither, man. Because if you look at what they did to Tory Lanez, once he was putting game out there and shit like that, you can look into the whole case, man. Like, he don't deserve to be in jail. Why the hell was Meg at a club after supposedly getting shot on the foot, 2 days later, you feel me? That's neither here nor there. But at the same time, it's like, independent artists now that they're becoming more cognizant, like somebody like yourself, is the biggest threat to the industry. You're doing everything in house.
Yeah.
You profiting off of what
Multiple
you
artists
reap.
can come
Feel
through
me? That's the
and eat
thing.
on their own.
People like you gotta watch out though, because
Yeah, on God.
if you're really cold and your shit is really good and you influence a lot of people, some people gonna have eyes on you. Crazy shit might happen. So
It's all worth it though.
exactly. Hire some
For
security.
hip hop.
Man.
But here's the
Yeah,
thing. Here's
you
the
know.
thing that people don't understand. Like most industries, businesses, they don't just die out. Like they don't just you have to kind of replace them.
They business. You think hip hop has been doing this? We're just now seeing it kind of plateau and maybe start declining a little bit.
Potentially, yeah. But what I'm saying is take MySpace. You remember that, right?
Okay.
We're all millennials here. So you remember MySpace? People are like, dude, MySpace just fell off. I'm like, MySpace didn't just fall off. Facebook replaced it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying with the industry model. Like, what's crazy is the electric car. Electric car came out in 1896, I believe, late 1800s. Why are we just now in 2006? Elon Musk is making the Roadster Tesla, and he's debuting it oh, look at my electric car. It's like, bro, those have existed for over a century. Why are we just now tapping into that sort of resource for our cars? Because when people are making money in a certain way, they don't always want to let me redesign my entire factory so that it's more eco-friendly. That shit's expensive.
Same shit kind of with the hemp industry and all that.
Yeah.
They like, hey, not wood, and all this other agricultural stuff. No, that makes sense. You're not gonna stop us from making bread over here.
We already have
These
a system.
people, they got cancer. They gonna stay with cancer, man.
Exactly.
And they're gonna pay for their scripts.
Yeah,
We need to strip for the scripts.
we're gonna keep selling you cigarettes because that's our business. Like, why would we stop?
Yeah.
They probably
Until-
got the-
Until we have something to replace you.
Yeah.
So, and I think, that with all this talk with Spotify, until the replacement happens, it's gonna have to crash. Like, this is what I'm saying. The music industry is already going away from hip hop. Hip hop is gonna have to crash and crumble for have a couple years where the people from the culture keep it alive and reamp it, right? Because if Spotify crashes, Apple Music doesn't work. All the artists that are taking up all this extra space disappear, right? Because no one has an email list, no one has a website. People aren't doing the independent thing, right? So it'll take something like that to happen where, and there's a lot of other platforms for music, but it's not as accessible as going on to Apple Music on my phone that's connected there, or or Spotify.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to make it super accessible and worth it for me. And what does it come with? You gotta make it. You know what I'm saying? And I know they have like the Even app, where for independent artists they can get their music. But even then, like,
But also, you're forgetting, like, this is one thing I kind of fault Kanye for, because he's so, like, hypocritical in his behaviors. If you have a big enough influencer, he can get people to do it.
he could get people to do it for sure.
Kanye's gotten people to do crazy shit,
Yeah.
but he keeps diluting his influence in a sense.
It's gonna turn into like branding. Like Spotify's gonna have their artists, like Spotify artists who like they're still with Spotify. Like they stream like, exclusively. Like, oh, if you want to hear the album, like go to Spotify.
like
You're gonna
Tidal.
have like artists who were like, yeah, like how Tidal was. It's gonna be like, oh, you want to listen to this album? Like this artist is signed with Apple. Like their stuff. You're gonna have independent ones. I know. Doesn't Joyner Lucas, like he's always doing what's the there's a stream or like app he always like promotes like at the end of his videos. I forgot
Lucas
what it's
Joyner?
Is it Tully? Tully, I think.
Totally.
The Telly app. It's like a writing or like music app. But he always like puts it at the end of his videos. So it's like something like that where it's like they're gonna be like with a certain like streaming platform, to where like you kind of have actors now. Like if you notice like on Netflix, you always see like a certain actor on like the same like Netflix every big movie. Like they're there. Like, why is he always on Netflix movies? Like, well, he probably has to deal with
Netflix.
Like Adam
yeah.
Sandler or
yeah,
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
So it's
It's kinda
like,
like
that's
Larissa.
probably how it's gonna be.
Like Larissa signed a deal with Live Nation.
Okay,
They
yeah.
put on shows.
Yeah.
So you're signed to Live Nation now. That means every big show event that you put on,
Yeah.
I'm on that motherfucker.
So it
event.
could be like that, or yeah, people go independent and they like Kanye was like, oh, I'm just gonna put my album out there for like however much, and people are gonna buy it like how it used to be back in the day. But yeah, I mean, we'll see.
That's the biggest threat, man. Self-sustainability.
Yeah,
Or the wrong guy taking power within that industry. Like, for example, man, remember, Bill Cosby? For they did the whole thing with him and shit like that. He was about to buy out NBC. That whole media, like the power of that media, was gonna be in the hands of, you could say, somebody from the culture. They can't have that, So once somebody has like powers of self-sustainability, influence,
They die.
some crazy shit happens, man.
Or they go
You know,
to jail.
There you go.
Every time. And it's a blackout, and we've known this to happen in the industry since black and white water fountains and before.
Forever, yeah.
So it's nothing new. And it's just more, nowadays, you can confuse people. You could brainwash people a lot easier now with your propaganda and through your agenda online through TikTok. You feel me? And this is why it showed that, honestly, we can beat that if Kendrick won this battle. Kendrick is not supposed to win, beat
Exactly.
Drake. Not even with Kendrick rapping better than him, it's not enough to beat Drake. But he destroyed Drake. And it just shows that at the end of the day, the culture will support you if you're really for
If you stay
and
true.
with
Yeah.
the culture. So at the end of the day, streams don't matter, right? Kendrick just proved streaming don't matter. Kendrick is the best rapper alive, and Drake is the biggest streamer alive. Kendrick is the best rapper alive right now. The streams don't matter. So having more streams and having those accolades, it's still, don't get me wrong, I'm not just taking that away from Drake. That is,
he's
the
a great
biggest
artist. Yeah.
of maybe of all time.
Yeah.
We're putting him up there against you put Michael Prince and you a list of people, Drake goes up in that category as biggest artist of all time, right? But I'm saying in hip hop, that shit don't mean shit to us, to the culture.
Yeah, substance.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you know, and I think that is a good, Kendrick put us in a good direction, a good step forward into what hip hop has been missing.
yeah, it kind of epitomizes this country too, man.
Yeah.
Because when you even look at it, like America, and then the American people, like the American government and the American people is just completely like diametrical opposites.
Yeah.
They're not representations of itself. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, like a lot of people, I feel like they're waking up now.
Yeah.
Like, you just saw the debate the other day, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
two. I mean, look.
If
man,
you
y'all
wasn't
saw-
awake, I don't know what else.
Exactly.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Like
I don't
that-
know what
You'll be
you
surprised,
know?
man. You'll be surprised.
Those are the two best options you got right now. And at the end of the day, man, it all comes down to just like substance and like the spirit of the American people. At the end of the day, it's like we got that like that rebellious type of spirit in us to a certain degree. So even when it's reflective of our music too. So even within the music, it's like if they not fucking with it, they really not gonna be fucking with it.
And I like that you say that the rebelliousness. Hip hop has always been fuck the government, fuck
Exactly.
the people, right? The same way, kind of like punk and rock and roll was like fuck the
Yeah.
government, fuck the people. We're not what's cool. We're cool because we're not what's cool. Hip hop became mainstream for the first time ever. It's become the most popular thing. So hip hop isn't even a thing no more. It's just everybody, right? And so it becomes almost like you're hip hop, bro. It'd be cool if you was a country singer. It'd be cool if you did this. It'd be cool if you did everything but hip hop.
Yeah.
But looked hip hop.
Nah, I mean, Kendrick to me really sort of like cleansed a lot of the culture in hip hop.
Exposed.
Yes.
Oh yeah, in a sense, but I like the word cleanse.
Cleansed,
because
yeah.
I think if you listen to the music last year, what was really popular, Yeet and all these other dudes, I'm like, you guys aren't really talking about like not that I don't
talking
like,
about nothing.
right?
Come on, bro.
But hip hop is one of the only mediums where the major artists can speak for underrepresented people. So like I remember listening
That's
to
why the job position is important.
who's that one rapper from Miami? I forget his name.
Hold up.
He has like the song Speedboat. You know which one I'm talking about? Black dude.
That narrows it down.
Yeah.
Like dude from Miami.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyways, I remember listening to one guy and I was like, oh, there's a lot of people, most of your fans, we can't go out and protest. I have a normal job or whatever. I got to make money for my family. I can't really go out and protest and speak out on something that like Black Lives Matter or something like that. But you are sort of like a beacon for us. You're sort of our representative
You're the voice.
for us. So like when Little Baby goes out there and he says what he's saying about what's happening with Black Lives Matter, and some of these other guys go out there and say that.
How much a culture feeling?
Yeah, exactly. Now you people are reminded like, oh, back in the 90s, NWA wasn't just like some random group. They were against police brutality.
Public Enemy
They were against like
regular.
Yeah.
equality issues, right? There was there was
KRS-One wasn't
an
regular.
actual like
Yeah.
movement.
There you go.
And so now I feel like with Kendrick a lot of that's restored because you unite everybody together. Hey, let's all stop fighting each other.
For message.
Let's all come together and let's all go against this one and have real change happen. Kendrick Lamar, one of the 616 in LA, one of the producer on that was one of Taylor Swift's producers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because Drake did the Taylor Made freestyle and was like, oh, Taylor Swift has you on a collar and all this type of stuff. He's like, bro, let me get her actual producer. He fucks
Yeah.
with me, right? Let me
Yeah.
get DJ Mustard, the West.
Yeah.
They're just offering support and coming together and be like, bro, I don't even have to even pay them. They are willingly coming together because we all trying to go against what you represent, which is
Inspiration.
you're not like us, dude. Like
You're
you're
not like
perpetuating some bullshit that is actually going against the culture that you're profiting from.
Drake couldn't even do that in Toronto.
Nope. This is
True. That's true.
like this is the other thing when it comes to music too. When you think about media, propaganda, shit like that, this is why they had to corrupt or infiltrate hip hop, because hip hop was gonna be that vessel of like spreading the message of like, this is what's going on, this is what we gotta do,
And they're taking that away. There's
taking that away. They
whoever
have to
has a
corrupt it.
voice, they
Just somehow some shit happens, they lose their money, they lose their life, some pedophile shit come out, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like something will always happen. Like you could just look back at any type of person with influence that can go against establishment or anything that will give power to the culture. They got to find a way to eliminate that person. Malcolm X, like, you know, like MLK, once he started getting back, hey, look, I got my own shit about
You know why?
it, but
You know why? Because Kendrick was right when he was like, you make music that pacifies them. What he's saying
Yeah.
is like, you make music that allows them to sort of control us.
Exactly.
Keeps us
Hypnotize
in
them.
line.
Hypnotize them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you always like to say that bread and circus line, like,
Yep.
if we can just keep them entertained, we can keep getting away with this bullshit.
Exactly.
Denzel Curry was who I was trying to think about. He,
Okay.
yeah.
How do you? Yeah, he's from Florida.
yeah,
I
for
couldn't,
sure.
I couldn't think of his name, but yeah,
No,
I'm
he's
just
cold,
saying,
yeah.
you know, platforms like this, it's nice because this is another one of those platforms where comedy, music, this is where the only places where you can actually have free speech and not really get canceled. It's like, well, he's a rapper, well, he's a comedian, so like, you know, da da da. But if you're a banker, you can't be saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're an accountant, you can have no opinion on women's rights.
Yeah.
Like, just be quiet, do your job. But Denzel Curry, I'm like, I know Denzel's gonna. He ain't gonna stand for it. He can speak on it. He's gonna. Kendrick, you remember everybody was like, Kendrick, you gotta. Bro, Kendrick stood up and did. He delivered what everybody had wanted.
And that's why J. Cole's fans were so disappointed in him.
Yes, you're right.
They thought
They're looking,
they just
you're
thought he was
our
gonna be
leader,
the
you're
hero.
our voice.
They
Yes.
just thought he was gonna be.
You told
the
me
hero.
to love yours, nigga. I've been loving myself, nigga. So we think I'm looking at you to do it. So, and I think that is right. It's a connection to an artist that I think a lot of people don't. A lot of artists, there's more artists that lack that connection. Because some people are caught up in the algorithm, are caught up in trying to go viral, and caught up in this mainstream bullshit that is lacking that.
Yeah.
Is lacking having a connection with your, you feel me, with your favorite
And
artist.
and to your point, when you have that, there is somewhat of a responsibility to be like, you know what?
You have to speak on the culture.
I'm representing all those, you know, all the young black dudes in America right now who are out there trying to get it and who can't really say what I.
And that's exactly why I said I feel like Childish Gambino is licking his lips right now. Because what is he? He's for the culture. I mean, in a sense, I won't say he's one of those guys where I'm gonna put you on blast because we kind of relate. One of those things we like about him is like I guess we can kind of relate in high school or middle school. We were always the black guys who weren't really those, you know, black guy like those hood black guys, you know. Right. So in Gambino, he's not one of those guys, but he still understands the culture, which is what we tried to, you know, explain back then. Like I might not be that hood nigga you're trying to, you know, see like you're used to, but I'm still a nigga. Like I still know the culture. So it's like I feel like he used it. Plus he's a comedian. We know the show Atlanta.
True.
One of the best shows on TV. You know that people will
Of
say
all
yes,
time,
agree
one
to.
of the best TV.
So I feel like that is his opportunity. We heard some snippets. That was going crazy. The whole Kanye one. I don't know if you guys heard that one, but we've heard some snippets. So it's like he got the opportunity to be like he's that good guy character.
And he wrote a Drake this. That's funny. Everybody hates that nigga Drake.
So you know he might, you know, maybe he mentioned something, but I feel like he's licking his lips like I might be able. He's already a Grammy winner, like so. Yeah, I feel like you know he might be like, okay, let me come out and be the hero now. So
Well,
it'd be interesting.
hero now,
I'm
man.
excited to hear it.
Like Drake is the epitome of
Keep going. I gotta take a picture.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, man, you know, Drake is the epitome of everything that was wrong with hip hop. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Look, Drake got some hitters. All right, we're not gonna deny it, man. We gonna play Mob Ties. We gonna play, you know, like, you know, March Madness and shit like that. We always gonna play that. But what has he ever done to push like the culture for the better.
It's surprising if you actually go down the rabbit hole. There's a song he has with, I don't know if you guys remember the Snoop Dogg song.
Which one?
It's called "No Guns Allowed."
Nah.
It was actually a cool song when it dropped. I remember it was like my
Never heard of this
my
song.
sophomore, junior year of college. But yeah, it's a song with him and Snoop Dogg. It's like they trying to do like, it was back when Snoop Dogg was doing the Snoop Lion shit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he has a song called "No Guns Allowed."
What was it talking about?
He's talking about no guns. He's talking about like gun violence and
See?
all that stuff.
You see that?
So it was again, I like this song because it was
Cap.
like, that's actually a cool like.
Cap. I'm gonna say
Of
cap.
course, of course.
I'm gonna say cap because of this, man.
Mob
That's still-
Ties came out.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but at
like
the time, of course, you got to do those type of songs, but it was.
that's why Drake really is LeBron, bro. He's just buck dancing for anything, like anything for a paycheck. You feel me? He's always thinking about his ego. He's always caring about being liked and shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, but okay. Before we, end on Drake, I will say this: this motherfucker getting niggas to rap again. Like, for whatever reason, when this nigga around, niggas just start doing their best features or best verses. Whether they're with him or against him, he brings the best out of people for some reason.
Well, yeah, he also writes.
We can't let Kendrick destroying him forget what Drake has done for him.
Oh
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
of course.
you know.
He's still Drake. Like, he's just not the best rapper.
Yeah.
Look, he was the right puppet at the right position. That's the best way I could put it.
And I wonder if he's more detrimental to hip hop than we really understand and know.
Man.
Or am I a little too worried?
Look, man.
Does he control as much?
I will never not listen to what's that joint with the I will never not listen to Sicko Mode, bro. Like, at the end of the day, the man got some hitters. If I have a good sales week, I go to Vegas or some shit, we're gonna be bumping some type of Drake song. But at the end of the day, it's just like what has he done to elevate the culture?
That's a good point, because I didn't know this. I was listening to academics on a Full Send podcast. And he was basically saying one of the things that
Dick riding.
people didn't like about Drake, one of the reasons they call him a vulture is because apparently back in the day, like, what was this, 2017, 2018, someone like Fetty Wap comes up with a song. You remember that song? Or whatever song he got really popular with.
Yeah, one of those.
So, yeah, My Way, I think. And instead of, like, hitting him up, like, hey, let's do the remix or whatever, Drake, you can kind of just put out the remix on YouTube for free. And then people, and you can kind of, like, bite the buzz from that. And to be honest, for me, I think the Drake remix is better than the original.
Yeah, sure.
Fetty Wap
I
song.
always put on to hear that one extra Drake verse.
Yeah. All I gotta do is put my mind to this. I was like, yeah, this part, was hard. But when Fetty Wap was like, yo, let's do the music video.
Yeah,
Drake,
exactly.
radio silence.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, like, you use me to keep your shit relevant.
There you go.
But when I needed you to, hey, let's do another song. Let's do another album. Let's do another. Why don't you come through and support over here? And it's like, hey, bro. Hey, nigga, I'm busy. Radio silence.
Yeah.
So now you see why everybody ganging up on him. Now you see why. Oh,
Because a lot of people have said that. A lot of people have said that about Drake.
yeah. Now you see, like, it's been a trend in the industry for a long time. Now it's everybody's opportunity. Once Kendrick threw the first punch at him, now everybody's like, hey, man, I gotta get my licks in too.
Bro, when The Weeknd writes 25% of your best album, what am I supposed to do? Right? What's that album called? Take Care?
Take care.
When The Weeknd is credited for 4 songs, when there's 2 other songs that I know Party Next Door probably
Great album.
chimed in
Yeah,
on,
yep.
like,
Great album.
Great album.
great performer. Drake's one of the best performers of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I like to hear his voice than other artists for some reason, but I mean, you can't be claiming you're the best rapper when
Once I heard he didn't write Mob Ties, I was kind of disappointed.
That was one.
Once I heard the allegations back with the, if you're reading this, I kind of was like, nah, man, I'm not. I mean, it made me understand, like, okay, it opened my eyes to artists in general having writers,
yeah.
not just rappers, but I still stand on that. I'm a rapper. I'm not letting somebody else write mine. Like,
Not my verse part.
yeah, like, and me being a writer, like, don't get me wrong, I've written for other rappers too, but even them themselves aren't like, they'll tell you themselves like I'm not like a great rapper.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for me to. Okay,
And to Drake's credit, though, I guess he's written for other people. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm like,
he's written
why-
for
like, you're
Kanye.
already nice. Like you're
Who you
already.
write for?
Why,
he said he wrote for Kanye a couple times. And
Drake's
Kanye,
For Beyonce.
Yeah, Drake's
He's
written.
wrote-
For, yeah,
he-
at least
it's-
melodies like.
it's not like he
he's-
can't write. It's just like I'll say it like
How
this.
do we know he wrote it and somebody
I'll say
else
like
didn't
this.
write
I'll
it
say
for
like
him?
this.
He has writing
For that
credits
shit.
to other places.
Like, he's a good writer. Even
say,
Kanye,
like-
Kanye said like he's a great writer.
Yeah, Kanye, he did
So
admit
it's like,
that.
Why not just?
I'll say it like this: when I'm writing ads for like to do like online advertising, I've noticed that naturally most people can write from like 3 different perspectives. So like as a personality, you can probably write for someone who's like the hood perspective. You can probably write from like the baller perspective, but you may not be able to write from like that more emotional. I'm trying to relationship drama with my girl perspective. The Weeknd can probably do it, but you can't do it. But you want to make a song like that, so I can see why, depending on what the wave is, what the trend is, he's like, okay, I'm gonna have you write this particular song for me, because I specialize in. I finally made it. I came up. Stop hating on me. I'm biracial, but now I made it. See, I told y'all niggas I was the best. See, y'all niggas. That's kind of what Drake kind of naturally does.
Find out Logic. Drake's been writing all the Logic.
Yeah,
shit.
Oh my
Hey.
god. He might be the corniest rapper alive.
Leave Logic out of this, bro.
I'm sorry. He could rap though. I won't take that because I used to look at his old.
Thank you,
Back in
Duffy.
the day, 2012 Logic was different.
Speak
though.
to CJ when you're talking about Logic, though. So
No, he was cool. Like I used to watch his videos and
I'm
shit.
just saying I watch him. I ain't
They're,
saying-
they,
I
my
ain't-
problem with them
I
is like
mean-
they're saying
bad.
he's trash.
He's bad.
I'm saying, bro, Logic has some of the most flows that I've heard. Most like in terms of versatility, a lot of flows, decent songs, hits, very positive guy.
Who's another white guy who kind of raps
Like,
that
see-
way like that? Eminem,
see-
something like that. I think.
But okay, so let's say Logic. Let's say
I think you're gonna say Mac Miller.
I was gonna say Mac too. Like okay, so
Mac
say
Miller-
maybe
Mac
Logic
Miller
could
don't
more than Mac could, right?
Yeah.
But Mac makes way better music and Mac raps.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I like Mac.
Mac is
He's
He's
melodic,
cool as
too.
fuck. Yeah, he has
Vibe out
different
to his
bad.
shit.
But here's the
more
thing.
of a
Here's
musician.
why I like Logic, right?
Never heard him say, "Oh, I'm white."
You guys,
Yeah.
I told you know this too. The way that I look at music is like, dude, I already know, and you probably know this too, Duffy. You know when you hear a hit song,
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a hit song, right?
Yeah, a good song is a good song.
Right. Before it's even established, before it's even on the radio, you just
Yeah.
hear it, you're like, oh, this is gonna.
This is gonna blow up,
right?
and 9 times out of 10 it does.
But there's some songs you hear and you're like, this is a good song to me. I prefer a certain type of message. I prefer a certain type of vibe. So for me, like me personally, I like come up rap music. So music where the niggas like, these niggas ain't respecting me, but I'm about to pop out and show. I'm about to show them that I'm that nigga right now. I'm under pressure. I like Logic has most of his songs are like that.
Yeah.
So
Under Pressure was it might be a hip hop classic though. Under Pressure was crazy.
yeah. But when I'm in the
Pressure was
gym,
crazy.
I want to hear some of that shit.
Yeah,
I've upgraded. Like, I want to hear some niggas talk about like I'm leveling up. I'm on my shit. I'm on my grind. I'm gonna show you all niggas in a minute. That's why I like Logic. I'm not saying he's the greatest artist. I'm just saying he has a message that I resonate with. Him, Russ, some of these guys. I'm like,
CJ, hold it back.
Just looking at you.
y'all talking about shit that I want to listen to when I'm in the gym.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
they definitely. Again, I respect their niche, like what they're able to rap about. I do get on him because
Headed
every
to
song
the
is like, yeah,
moon.
I'm like, and I'm always like, bro, we already.
Did you know I'm light skinned?
Bro, stop. Man, live.
No, it's cool.
I can say nigga too, guys.
Exactly.
Man, live. That's a little wild. If you have to like think about like, am I allowed to say
Exactly.
it? Like,
Exactly. Don't
you
just
should be
don't.
saying.
Exactly.
If you have to say that, I'm allowed to say it. It's,
You have to explain yourself.
say nigga, my nigga.
Like, honestly, Tosifer, it was so funny. He was like, well, how do they sound when they say it? Because if you say it in a certain way and it doesn't, like,
Yeah,
It has to flow,
it
nigga.
doesn't sound
Hey,
right,
nigga.
it doesn't resonate, it's just like, y'all
No, nigga.
shouldn't be saying it. Like,
Sometimes when you hear a non-black say it, sometimes motherfuckers got a down pack and you could not look. My dad teaches at a school at a high school, and he said in class here. Hey bro, yeah, nigga. Hey, LeBron ain't shit, bro. And turn around and it's not a black kid. You feel me? And it's like, damn. He was like, I really thought that was a black kid. So but you look at it like just black culture. I looked at it like this. How one of my homies explained it. He's like, bro, growing up and watching like a 50 Cent video, watching a rap video was the coolest shit in the whole fucking world. Like, that shit is crazy. He was like, bro, you're black and you get to be a rapper and do it and not question it is super sick. Like, being hip hop is dope because hip hop is for the world, right? Other cultures and other races have their pockets and shit, but it all comes from, one thing, but it's for the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that right there, like, I think that's why I'm kind of got away from the point of it, but I'm just gonna keep going.
No, I'm gonna bring it back because there's a. I'm not sure if you've seen that the new Fresh Prince show, the one they have on.
I never watched it.
They have it on Peacock. So the original Fresh Prince was more of a comedy sitcom. Yeah. This one's more of like a drama sitcom. So it's a different feel, right? Mm-hmm. And so like the characters are all new. So like they have the Will character. He's going to the new Bel Air High School for the first time, and he's walking into the locker room.
Another beer, bro.
They have the Carlton character is with the lacrosse team, of course, on brand, and Will walks in on the. Apparently, they just won a big game or something. And Carlton is not the leader of this squad, so he's kind of just in there with the lacrosse team, kind of celebrating. They're all listening to the song "Hot Nigga" from Bobby Shmurda, but being led by like Chad, the captain of the lacrosse team, and Chad is like leading all of them in the chat. We be on some hot nigga, and then Will walks in and like Carlton, what the fuck you doing? He's like, come on, Will, be cool. Will, be cool. He's like, no. He needs to be chill. He needs to chill. Why the fuck you let him get away with all this shit? Like, Will, come on. I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be in. Like, it's all good. Like, nah, fuck all that, bro. And so I was watching this scene and I'm like, damn, that's interesting. Because I can see it from both perspectives now. I'm like, yeah, I mean, honestly, the culture's like this now. It's not as severe anymore. But I'm also like, the Will perspective, I'm like, well, why is this nigga just saying it like he,
Yeah, I feel like people have it's okay to be a part of the culture, and people are a part of the culture. But there's some things that can be offensive, and I think there's some things that should be gatekept.
Yeah,
just a couple things, because in every race, I wouldn't go into no other race and be disrespectful, especially if I'm allowed to come here and rock and be successful here. And start my own establishment and make my family rich and bring my people in over here too, because it's for everybody.
Yeah.
But you're being disrespectful to the thing that's allowing us all here.
And I think what happens too is if most black people see that, they're looking to the other black person to be like, did you okay this? Did you give him like a pass on this?
You know what I think? It just comes to a point where it's like, nigga, if you trip in 2024, you're gonna be catching fades every day, all day.
That's true.
You're gonna be mad as fuck,
That's
nigga.
true. Because even like Tossifer, like I remember I had another Indian friend. He just came up to me and was like, "Yo, I say nigga, like I'm like, but I lived that, I'm like, okay, cool. Like you grew up in that environment. Like you came up to me as a man and say like, hey, I actually like I'm about it. It's not no disrespect, but this is who I am. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I understand where you're coming from. I'm not gonna take it personally. But there's some niggas where I'm like, bro, you haven't checked in. You haven't earned this. or you're just not aware of the environment. Like
You grew up in Anaheim.
And see, as black, this is where it gets tricky for black people, because then we sound hypocritical. You let your homeboy Whoop-de-Whoop say it, but then you tripping on this nigga say it.
Nah, it's nuance, nigga.
No facts. No.
Oh, you pulled him over, but you didn't. You let him slide. I'm like, yeah, because it's nuance. I didn't see him say it. Like I saw your ass.
Exactly.
I caught you.
Exactly. And that's why. And this is what I tell people. Like to some of the Mexican homies that did. A lot of my Mexican homies and non-black homies, like a couple of my Asian homies, I used to say it. Like a couple of my one homies, I used to say it. You feel me? They stopped saying it eventually because they start seeing it. I'm like, don't say it, and then you come over here, and I'm with particular homies
Yeah,
over
sure,
here,
sure.
and we're having a good time in here. And it's, oh, see, this shit, whoop, girl, nigga, whoop, this shit hard, nigga. And I got my niggas in here, and then you don't say it no more. I'm like, why not?
Interesting. Yeah,
Why
that's a
not?
good point.
Why
That's a
not?
Great point.
Or you don't say it around me, and then particular people come,
See, I like that,
and
and I
then you
like
switch it up. Why?
I like that, and I like going a step further and saying like, okay, if you're gonna say that, actually live the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like support the culture. Like if us black people are gonna go through something, I want to see you in that fucking line too. Like
That's the
Which
thing.
they usually
But
are.
that's what they did. But at the same time, you're not, because you still won't get pulled over how I get pulled over.
Sure.
You
Like,
still won't. You don't live the same things we've lived.
I think
The
it
same way
depends.
I wouldn't go into another culture and be disrespectful or expect anything.
but that's because you were raised, a particular way. And I think it's just environment.
And-
Like me personally, I rarely use that word anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll be around like my black friends. They'll use it around. I'm not using it, but then I'll be around like.
You should see.
I always bring this up.
Shots in a basketball game.
I always bring this up. Like I got an ex who would always say, and she was like Hispanic. It's like you shouldn't be saying it, but it's like, who am I to say?
now I'm looking at you, nigga. I'm like,
No.
Who am I to say? Hey, you can't. But it, like to your point, like
y'all
like,
niggas need
say
to calm down. Like CJ,
yeah,
what
she
the?
wouldn't do it in a group, but like she'll be like nigga. At the same time, it's like whatever, do what you're doing. Like if someone's gonna beat your ass at a party, I'm just gonna be like, all right, yeah,
And that's the thing.
who's this right here? Who's gonna beat up? Like, but it is what it is. Like,
And-
I'm not the one. Like, I barely have the black card, so it's like I can't tell you what to do with it. Go ahead.
And nah, but see, this is the thing. I just think that we get the culture. Hip hop is made by black people, complemented by other races that were involved on this come up, right? But it's a black made thing, and that's a fact, and that's not arguable and non-negotiable and non-debatable, right? And I think that it's got so big, and hip hop is for the world. It's for every race. Every race is hip hop and has its own culture. That's what it's for. But I think it's became so popular and mainstream that we bleed our black culture, because hip hop is black culture. You feel me? And it affects the world.
Yeah.
That's why black culture is most used on TV for advertisement, because black people are the biggest consumers in America.
Right.
And that's a fact.
Hispanic, Mexican music is all you see them dressing up. How they're dressing up.
It's for it's meant.
hip hop, same thing. Like
And hip hop is just on another, is used mainstream on another level in every Sprite commercial, Coke commercial, Chevy commercial, whatever it is. If it's hip hop, you know what I'm saying, they use hip hop for everything.
look
So
cool,
to make it look cool and give it, because that's that's hip hop identifies for just the mainstream now, right? And so now it's losing the culture, and so now we're sitting back and have to be cool with it because it's mainstream, and we're bleeding, we're losing the essence of the real culture, and we're offended by certain things. But it's so big now that people are on Instagram talking about it's not made by black people, and that these things didn't come from the culture, and they're almost rewriting history with hip hop.
it's
You know what
it's
I'm
their own
saying?
fault. I've always been from the jump. Like I never used that word really because of my own beliefs or how I was raised. So it's like, if you're gonna put it into the culture, into every rap song, you can't be mad when some white girl is singing along to some
At the show.
some song. Yeah,
I think hit your mind. Or just some-
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
yeah.
yeah, good.
I will say one thing I do find interesting. Before like hip hop started like instituting that word into like every song, it was before the infiltration. I don't know if you guys noticed that before too, but it's like they had to. You can look into the people that run these industries again, man.
I know exactly what you talk about, my boy.
Because if me or you or anybody else starts making drill music and saying the K word or like like you can look into it and shit like that,
Yeah.
immediately you out of here, man. You cancel. But they'll take any opportunity to denigrate
That's
like
true. That's
black
true,
culture
actually.
and shit like that to automate it to like
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is something, exactly what your point is. I think that's our fault sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
Because our culture didn't gatekeep some of the
No.
sacred things that were supposed to be gatekept. And most cultures don't get as much exposure as hip-hop and black culture has over the world. And especially the United States.
They didn't read
You
the fine
feel me?
print.
And so, and because we didn't gatekeep it and other people
Yeah.
Right.
are controlling it and monetizing it, we don't even have control. Now we're trying to fight back for control of something that we created but never even had control
I'm
of,
thinking-
which other races don't deal with because it's kept right here
Yeah.
The one thing I will say to
a lot of the
that,
times.
the one thing I will say to that is that I don't think you could put it all on
I
the
wouldn't put
fault
it
of
all
black
on
people,
them.
because at the end of the day, once the industry got infiltrated and the culture got infiltrated, I mean, look, once you look into the track record of these people that we talking about, it's like they have to do everything within their power, because hip hop itself, it's like when you have control over that and you empower the people that is meant for, it's almost game over for the people trying to control you. You feel me? So, in order for them to push that agenda out, to normalize that, who are they targeting? What type of rappers are they getting to push that shit out? They're
And to
going
become the face of the...
Yes.
exactly. Hey, I'm gonna give you a bag. It's not really a bag. It's a loan. You gonna have to pay back. By the way.
And you see how opposite that is to any other career or any other pathway? John Moran flashes a gun, he gets fucked up.
Different
His whole
standards.
reputation gets fucked up. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But in hip hop, you know, it's praise. There's no standard. It's like they're milking that, and even to a point, like
How many rappers dying, bro?
how many rappers dying? But at what point does that? You gonna have to just a nigga gonna have to talk about. Yeah, I chopped down 10 bodies in one day, nigga, and filmed it. Like, cause it's so brutal now. It's not even. It's not okay. You got bodies. We all got bodies, nigga. We all done kill somebody, nigga. That's how they acted like it. How brutal it is. So, at what point does and do you? Okay, so where it's headed to right now? We've seen such negative things, right? And we know that is kind of coming towards the light with the sound and everything. Do you think there can be another time where, you know, hip hop represents something different and it's like power to the people? You know what I'm saying? Like it was back then, and it's just like positivity, great music. Even if there's street music, it's just street music differently. The street shit is always gonna be there because it's part of reality,
You know
right?
what, dude?
But it might not just paint the whole narrative for all of hip hop that you have to be this to be
I'll
successful.
say this: the sooner that the people of the culture can cut away from like the Lucian Granges and these people that are running these labels and become self-sufficient and unite, the unity. That's the biggest like fear of just America in general. It's like
leaving.
black unity in general, cultural unity in general. That's their biggest fear. Is like once they realize that and they get together, now it's like, damn, we are usually used to dividing and conquer and poisoning these people and having them kill
It's
each
like
other.
living off grid right now. It's like go live off grid.
Yeah.
Here you go. Go live in that field. Go out there and live. Like this is your area now,
Start
and there's
listening to
nothing
gospel.
there. It's like fuck no. I'd rather just be inside this condo with neighbors.
You know what though?
That's why it's scary. But the people who do go out there and build, in a couple of years, they have their own little city
Exactly.
and town, and it only grows and gets bigger because more people come, more people. You feel me?
They're not gonna give you the opportunity to have that type of independence or autonomy. It's like,
It's scary to kind of jump out there.
yeah, and you know, look, anytime you point it
We've
out,
been here though.
anytime you talk about this shit, anytime you start to create awareness for people to go down the rabbit hole and see who's really got us on these puppet strings, things get a little, you know, you kind of put in. Look at that, man. They heard me, you know. Things start getting messy. You feel me? So, yeah, it's just that's crazy. That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
see, they listening
Hey,
right now.
look,
so.
Exhibit A. You
Hey.
know?
This happens every time someone's cooking. It start going haywire in this bit.
But you know, I'm not black, but at the same time, you know, I'm just a product of my environment. And at the end of the day, I also, you know, Okay.
No, don't talk so close to the mic.
All right,
It's gonna pick you. It's gonna pick you up. Sometimes it just does that because you're picking because they're talking.
All right, cool, man. Hey, CIA got me on a watch list right now, man. But yeah, it's a spiritual thing, man. And you know, real recognize real at the end of the day. And you know, once you start to realize like who are like the progenitors, is that the word, progenitor, or like the arbiters of like culture and truth and shit like that, and you're on that team of like putting that power back to those people, you're gonna get hit with a lot of resistance and yeah, man, you know, if you know, you know, man.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say too is to go back to Duffy's question. I think that if is hip hop ever gonna go back to a point where everyone's together, more positive? I think that this whole rap beef just kind of showed us that the power of someone like a Kendrick Lamar being more frequent. Because he was gone for like 5 years or so. I don't.
Five.
The last album, Drake has been very relevant. Drake probably
Very
drops.
relevant the whole time.
Drake probably drops every 6 months at this point.
To a year, yeah.
So he's constantly pushing the culture in a certain direction. Sexy Red. Then before that, it was Lil Baby, and before that, it was.
I want to call that culture.
You know.
You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if Kendrick was more frequent.
And this is what he's gonna have to do now. Now that Kendrick is the best rapper alive, the biggest rapper, he somewhat dethroned Drake momentarily. Drake is still the biggest, but as the culture, the king of the culture is Kendrick. Now Kendrick has an obligation to us, nigga, to fucking drop music.
No,
Kendrick cannot go away. Kendrick has to drop an album. You have to go. You have to go get outside. You're now the leader of the culture. You disappeared for 5 years. If Kendrick would be such a disappointment if he was to disappear after he dropped the They Not Like Us video.
And that's what Drake.
If he doesn't have an album coming in 2 months, bro. It's
Drake and Cole both got at him for that. It's like, bro, you're not.
That's the artist. I mean, you can't get on him.
But no, it's not just the artist no more.
But if you want to,
you're the leader of the culture now.
I don't think he drops an album. This year. I don't think he dropped. What you dropping an album for? He just was it 3 years ago or 2 years ago?
He's got like 10 songs in the holster, man. What you think he's gonna do with that?
He drops an album.
He might
We're on
drop like
album
a
rollout
mixtape,
right
maybe
now.
a mixtape, like an untitled type.
I
shit.
think the
album.
mysterious Kendrick is gone.
Oh,
I think this is the Kendrick where he's the leader of the culture, and Kendrick does Drink Champs. Kendrick does $1 million. I don't know if he does $1 million worth of game, but you know what I'm saying. I think Kendrick does a media run. When was the last time Kendrick did a media run?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that would be cool.
I think he's outside. If Kendrick is gonna go on, if he did all this already for the culture, he's not gonna stop, and I don't think he will stop because he's proved me wrong every single time when I thought he would stop. And so, if Kendrick is going to be the new leader of the culture, he's going to have to do the Drake shit. You're going to have to stick around for 3 or 4 years, bro, and give us 2-3 albums, fool. You feel me? And a feature run. And some videos.
He might do a feature
and some and some documentaries, a Netflix documentary, Amazon documentary, nigga. Like, you need to flood it and then flood it for a couple years and then go away. Yes. But flooded, you need to give us 2 or 3 more albums back to back. I'm dead ass. Like, you got, nigga, you got 1,000 days.
Bro, to Duffy's point,
you can't ask for it. You can't ask for it.
Or it's pointless. What'd you do all this for? You did all this to go sit back in the house after you just sat down for 5 years?
I'm telling you, if I was in the same boat where I'm just chilling, doing my thing, and someone was like, I'll come out, whip his ass, and go back to sleep. Hibernate till I'm ready to come back and do my shit. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I did this, now let me cut. No, I already put my.
If he did that, it would kill almost everything he did, because it would almost give everybody. It could be like Kendrick can't drop as much as Drake. That'll allow Drake to come back and Cole to come back, and they could go on run.
Sure.
I mean, to Duffy's
point, you talking about it in a way where it's like Kendrick just did what he did? Now he took like he's like Moses, you know.
Yeah,
he just
like,
took the role of like leading the people.
I'm God. Like,
now I see where you're coming from.
There's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, you can hope that he. Of course, you're still off the hype. You're like, damn,
I can see why you would think that though, because he literally just did that for 5 years. Is crazy. I don't know any other rapper ever in their prime to go 5 years without dropping
features,
an album. No nothing. Like, not even a post.
Bro, Kendrick.
Like, that's crazy. It got to a point where niggas is like, J. Cole the best rapper, nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
Drake is definitely the best rapper. And I'm having arguments with people about Kobe that's been injured for 5 years and they played a game. And I'm like, nah, Kobe the best. It's
Yeah,
like,
people forgot Kendrick was nice. People forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
and I think that played to his advantage this time.
Yeah, it
the
did.
mysterious thing is like now Kendrick's out and he popped out like this.
It did,
But
yeah.
now I think now that and they were saying this, academics I think, or somebody was saying this, like now it's like this is the real test for Kendrick. Are you gonna stay back outside like how you did before and be the face of hip hop, like LeBron James could be the face of hip hop? You know what I'm saying, like type shit. Because now this is the role you've took from Drake for a minute. Drake is gonna get clowned for a minute. He's gonna be good. He's fucking Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
But with the culture talk, Kendrick is the best rapper alive right now. For the next year, it's like all eyes on Kendrick. Drop this year and drop again next year.
You're right. He should drop at least a mixtape. Again, like
He needs to drop something.
Because like what J. Cole
album.
did.
We need an album. It's been 3 years.
I don't care about no damn album.
I need a
I
K-Dot
need the
album.
album
A
too.
full
They
length.
might delete
lot.
later because the thing with Kendrick is, again, he's gotten to that artist point. You listen to Mr. Morale. You listen, you're like, this is an album. It's a very
Cohesive.
cohesive. Like there's a story within it. I want to hear when Might Delete later came out. I was like, yeah, this is This is that
We
back in
wanna
the
hear,
day,
like,
just off the
damn.
mixtape. Like here's some beats. Here's some some niggas I've been fucking with recently. Like we just dropped some shit. Like that's what I want to hear from Kendrick. Like
And I
drop a
think
mixtape
that's-
where it's just like, all right, go crazy. Like link
Bar
back
it
up with all
out.
these random dudes. Like come out and do some shit. I don't care about no damn album from Kendrick, but I want him to do like some.
I agree with you, and I think that's what the next album's gonna be. I think
Sure,
I think
yeah, if
I
it's
think
an
it's
album,
gonna be
yeah.
Hillbillies Kendrick. That
Where he's
those
just like,
songs where he
yeah,
just,
where he's just-
"Fuck me, fuck up the world again." I think it's gonna be fun Kendrick, barring out. I think it's gonna be humble Kendrick.
That's what I like.
I think it's gonna be like Money Trees Kendrick. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be like the, I don't think we get a super conscious album.
No. That's
You
what I'm
feel
saying.
me?
I don't
think
care
he's
about
back-
no album.
I think They Not Like Us will make perfect sense
Yeah.
in the track list for his new album. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just throw They Not Like Us in the middle of To Pimp a Butterfly type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you're right. I think Kendrick needs to come out and show the world to have fun, and that'll stamp him. Give us a couple more hits, bro. You're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be stamped the best rapper
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
For a long time. You feel me? And I think I hope he does that. I hope he does. But we'll see.
It's a good talk, man.
We
Hip-hop,
in this
man. Hip-hop.
motherfucker. We've been
2024, man. Kobe year.
Bro, I haven't even
Hip-hop
got
went
to,
up.
I haven't even got to any of my questions.
Hey, that's how you know it was a good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know it's a good conversation, man.
You know what I'm saying? We still good on the cameras. We recording. We good. Thank you.
What you got on the holster, man? What kind of questions you have?
Just like I wanna talk about the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you guys start it? What is the What can people tune in and expect from the Fourth Wall podcast? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do people expect? You feel me? And what made you get into it? The start of it.
Well, I could speak for myself, man. When it comes to just like the media sphere right now, everything is so fugazi. Everything is so filtered. Everything like we're living in a time of, again, like, of revelations where it's like so much shit has been lying to us for so long, man. And then I'm the type of dude, man, I got a little bit of an ego in me where it's like, when you go tell me not to do something, or like I can't say this, like it's gonna compel me to do it more.
Yeah.
And
I feel you.
I'm just like, sometimes I'll just get into like that critical thinking type of rabbit hole and shit, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, man, so we just try to put shit like that out there and just see who's fucking with it. And look, at the end of the day, if you really keeping score, man, conspiracy theorists, they kind of leading on the boards right now, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So just, trying to put, shit like that out there, see who's fucking with it, like-minded people. And honestly, initially, man, I kind of wanted to start a cult.
Yeah.
But
That'll happen naturally, man.
yeah, it's just, trying to bring awareness to, like, there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, man, and just creating awareness and, just shedding light into, like, a lot of, like, stuff going on, just a lot of fuck shit going on
Yeah,
too,
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, that's why I got this guy. I hit him up to like be on the show because I was like, this is like the number one. He'll do his research.
You look at conspiracy theorist of the group.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even.
He's the one who does the research. He digs deep to start the conversation.
Yeah, I feel that.
Which not a lot of. And again, I respect people like that. Like you'll send me shit, and I'm more of the. My special talent, I can see from both sides, I see from every direction. So he'll send me some shit. I'm like, I can respect the research and the numbers and the math that they go into put. Oh, today is 6/17, and this guy is like, all right, bro. Like, hey, I applaud you. It takes a lot of work to do all that.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll be reaching those.
No, but just in that sense, like, it takes a lot of work to do your research. But yeah, so that's why I like this guy. But yeah, the show. I've wanted to do a podcast like that, or just a show in general. Mm-hmm. I've always been, interested in like doing like talk shows about social culture, like stuff like that, like pop culture and stuff that's going on in like social media and different social issues. Like I'm very political in a sense where like I'm always watching the news and stuff like that. So I wanted an outlet, to do that. And people doing podcasts now. Mm-hmm. Everybody's doing podcasts now, so
yeah.
I learned from like different people. Obviously, we had the Rap For Me podcast with Justice. Learned a lot from them. You too. I mean, doing it here in the Moreno Valley, like right next door. So
yeah,
just watching different podcasts and stuff like that, and then being like, okay, well, how do we start? And then from there, just putting everything together. I took like a little trip to like Nigeria, kind of planned some stuff out, came back, talked to the right people, and then we got it jumping. So I like where we are right now. We just wrapped up the first season.
Yeah.
We're about to start filming. We just
definitely got all the buttons.
Let's go.
We just wrapped up the first season.
For sure, though.
Yeah, exactly. We just finished the first season, so we still in the pilot, episodes and stuff like that. So, but I remember last time I was here, it looked different. So we still learning and trying to upgrade and stuff. So we about to start filming the second season. But the stuff we talk about is we want it to be a safe space for people to vent. That's what it is for me. Like I wanted a place where I could be like, this is what's going on in the country. This is what's going on in music. This is what's going on. I don't like this, or I like this, or I appreciate this, and especially getting different points of views.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like me. I'm the type of person. I don't know why it happens, man. I'm like an unlicensed therapist. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people come to me and they want to get my opinion on shit sometimes, and it's just like I have a tough time filtering myself. It's a double-edged sword for me. So this is just the opportunity for us to like. Yeah, this is the opportunity for us to just vent and just put our shit out there,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I remember trying to give these guys an opportunity, right? I try to give these guys a platform,
What happened?
And this dude will always be the first one, like, hey, you should talk about that Epstein shit. Hey, you should talk about. I'm like, no, we have a young female influencer in the building. We got
remember that dating podcast? Swipe Right LA. Yo, that shit was
Swipe Right LA sounds tight.
Now here's the shorties was fucking with it. What you talking about, man?
Some. I mean, you definitely like to go into the controversial topics, and those are not, especially with younger people too. Some people are like they don't really know their brand yet. They don't really know. They're kind of cool to fire off the hip. But you don't have to answer some of the questions that I had to answer. Where it was like, once people have a come to Jesus moment, once all the Percocets and everything wears off, they wake up, like, hey, my manager watched the episode, and is it cool if you kind of just edit out the part where I was talking about all the Pyrus and all the? Yeah. You just like, hey, I was going kind of hard. I was going kind of hard on fat girls. Can you kind of edit all that out? Because I'm a positivity guy.
See, we ain't for that. We want you to come on. Yeah. We say the things that we just people are thinking about that. Yeah. People are thinking it. We want you to be able to come in, express and have a respectful, back and forth with people who
Don't
have
get
different.
disrespectful, At the end of the day, I'm a type of person, I don't get offended by nothing, man.
Yeah.
We encourage that. But
I'm a free speech absolutist.
I agree with that.
You know?
Because we have some debates on here where we going, and sometimes people will be like, "Man, you guys were yelling the whole episode. It was good though." Because I feel you.
That's the
and
nature
then
of the
other
debate.
people are those be the clips that have 50
Yeah.
comments under it.
Yeah.
Because it's like it just got like the passionate. And it's like I don't want to agree with all the homies all the time.
Yeah.
Hey,
You gotta have contrarians, but at the same time, it's like, bro, look,
you think LeBron is the GOAT? Nigga, fuck you, Kobe the GOAT. Like, we
for
know
real.
that. We need
when you
that.
feel passionate about it, you gotta put it up there. And for me, man, look, it's just words, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, man, Tyler the Creator put out some tweet like a long time ago,
Oh, man.
talking about cyberbullying. It's like, bro, just turn the computer off. Bro. Like, you ain't fucking with it, like, bro.
Put your cell phone down.
Yeah.
I
Leave
never
that
understood
cigarette.
that. I never understood like that whole nature of people getting offended by words. It's just we're trying to have a dialogue, and if you ain't really about it, man, just
I mean, you are one of the more offensive people, though. You really be calling out niggas. You really be out there just shooting.
it's an acquired taste.
it's not like
But
when I
everybody
feel
has to
like,
deal with it. If you're gonna,
when I feel like I feel like I got a good moral compass. At the end of the day, I got a good family. You know what I'm saying? If somebody needs to be called out, you got to call them out.
You know what? I will say that too. I think, there is a gap in the market right now with traditional media in terms of like CNN or MSNBC or whatever. Like everyone kind of knows, unless you're old or a little older
Those are
generation.
the ops.
Everybody knows, like, okay, this is a very biased.
There's no contrast.
perspective
There's no contrast.
of the situation, right? I'm not going to bring up certain situations that are going on right now in certain parts
but
of the world.
we know.
Right in the middle of an eastern part of the world that we know right now, where it's like, well, this people who's right, we're getting a very biased perspective, and I guess to their credit, they're giving a biased perspective too, but they're giving an underrepresented perspective on a fresh take on different scenarios. And I think there's a place for that in media in general. Someone has to be the person who's like, let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, us millennials, the way that we are raised, the way that we kind of see the world, here's what I think about it. And if you guys are like me, y'all know something's up. I'll be the one to say something. And then it's funny, you read some of their comments, see some people who watch their stuff. It's like, hey, I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't really want to say anything because I gotta, I can't really be out there like that. But I hear what you guys are saying. Keep letting them know.
But it shouldn't be
Because
like
I got a real job.
That's the thing.
Hey, I work at Amazon
I
warehouse.
work at Amazon. I can't say it.
That's what you call being controlled, though.
Exactly. That's the
Because
thing.
you can't even use your open mind or freedom of thinking or freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Because of what the population or what
your
they're
boss
trying to
says,
tell you the
man.
popular demand is telling you to follow.
You're right, and I do agree with you to an extent. But also, the first movie, The Matrix, the smartest guy in the movie that I thought was the guy eating the steak. He's talking to Neo at the restaurant. He's like, I know this steak's some bullshit, but, if we have to live in the Matrix and everything else, which is kind of better than the actual world, I kind of like eating the steak. I kind of like da-da-da-da. So for me, I was like, oh, that guy's smart because he realized, okay, I'm living in a simulation. How do I use it to my advantage? So if you know, like, hey, I'm a video game character and right now I'm at Amazon warehouse, instead of just blowing up the spot by saying a lot of stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be said by you, just play your part, know what's going on, be aware, and when you have an opportunity to kind of speak your mind in a sense, then go ahead and do it. But don't just be doing it just to kind of shake things up when you know, like,
That's the kind of thing.
the system is supporting you.
Yeah, but it's supporting you by keeping you down.
But you're not in a place to really go against it yet. It's not time. It's not a good chess move to do it right now.
But when's the best time to do it?
When it's a good chess move, like
Yeah,
I see you move your queen over and it's exposed.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna set you up so when I'm ready to checkmate you, I checkmate you. I don't put you in check.
Yeah.
I want to checkmate you right then and there. I'm not gonna like, oh, I didn't know Defi was gonna pull in the rook. No, I saw that move coming too, and I had a response. And I'm lining you up, bro.
This is why we're all good friends, you know what I'm saying? We balance each other out, you know what I'm saying? He's very calculated. He's a marketer, so he's always thinking like 2-3 steps ahead and shit like that. He's a good chess player. Somebody like me, I'm very black and white, Like, I'm the type of person, man, well, shit, this is what's going on, man. Let's, You gotta do what you gotta do. This is why, like, even in my past relationships, man, a lot of shorties got like, they wasn't fucking with me sometimes because I be very black and white about shit. She mad about something, and I'm just like, okay, so you need some space. I'm gonna do a James Harden step back. You feel me? You take it all the time, but really in that situation, you really gotta be a little bit more, cognizant and be like, oh shoot, like.
Just talk away from the
Okay,
mic. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, my
I
bad.
think it's just doing that because it's peaking a little bit. Yeah, you good.
See, I'm very passionate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why this shit come out.
See how it was perfect in the headphones right
Yeah,
now? See how it's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just being more, that's what I'm trying to work on, being more cognizant. But this is an opportunity for us. That's why we got good chemistry. It's like our personalities balance out. He's the politician. I'm the radical. He's like the agent. You know, the manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the glue guy. He's the glue guy.
I know what you mean.
I'm the dude that's like, hey, look, you need some impulse off the bench.
Yeah, but I got the explosives.
Oh, yeah.
We coming in all good.
NBA 2K, I got the microwave icon on me and shit.
Yeah.
Let me just go cook, you know? So, that's why, like, with us, it's and I'm the type of person, I love to hear other people's, like, perspective, ideology, even if especially if our, like, ideology doesn't align with one another. I want to know where you're coming from. I'm not going to get offended.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just want to understand it and then know how to cook it, you know?
Yeah, because anything, like, and you think about a good conversation with somebody, it ups your conversation, like, attributes. You know what I'm saying?
I love
like the next time I have this conversation, like what I just learned from him and what he said.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
what's
what it's
up?
about, man.
Like,
I
just learned.
I love
something.
good conversation, man. Good conversation. Good intellectual.
Dialogue.
Trying to find out stuff. Like he said. Like, and I think that's why we click well on the show. We always want to hear, the other point of view. Because you want to hear, like, why they think that way. I've always been big in psychology, like, throughout high school, like, college. Like, I took, like, AP Psych, sociology, and stuff like that. So I've always been interested in, like, the human brain, like, how we do things because of society and shit like that. So it's always been interesting, and that's what pushed me to do the show. I'm like, I want to, not only give my opinion, but hear people. Because that's what it is nowadays. People go on comments. With rap for me... Rap from people in the comments. Oh, this guy sucks. Like, nigga, what you did? Come at me, nigga. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, I want that. I like. It's not really, and even with the psychology and sociology, I also took like debate classes and like communications and shit like that. So I like to smoke. But I also just like to hear, like, different points of view, hearing, like, people perspectives from, like, how they grew up in their communities and stuff like that. Because you never know what people are talking about until you look from... You can't just be arrogant and ignorant all the time. Like, this is my point of view.
This dude right here is Machiavellian, bro. This motherfucker, like, he came out the womb reading Sun Tzu, Art of War type shit, bro. Because, like, I picked up a lot of my game I got off of this dude. He's just very, like, calm, calculated, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I realize, like, even in debates, it's about delivery, too. It's about just, like, how you're going to, if you're going to make your point, if you're going to, like, put your ideas out there, it's about how you deliver it, how you're, like, calm, collected, and, like, explain your point of view as opposed to being impulsive and, like, emotional about shit like that.
Yeah. So, I would have done good in those debates last night, man, for sure.
Oh man, anybody would have.
Hey, they said they were looking for someone to replace Biden. I mean, hit me up, man. I'm trying to, rule this country, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, Duffy, I think a lot of these different things got started because, I mean, I think all of us being friends and everything, I'm pretty sure you're like this too with a lot of the guys you hang out with. It's like you can kind of recognize people's talents.
Absolutely.
And so, like with the Rap For Me podcast, I remember. For the longest, I was trying to tell this nigga, like, dude, you should put out music.
Yeah.
He would, like, send me, like, music on, like, a cell phone. Like, he recorded it on his cell phone, no mix, no master, just, like, scratchy in the back. But I'm like, these bars are actually kind of good. I feel like you're at a level where you can actually just do this for real. He was like, all right, cool. I'm like, nah, I feel like I got to, like, really show you, like, you could actually do this. And so even, I remember that podcast, we were, I was like, dude, you need to... I was like really big into like Harry Mack at the time.
Yeah.
Not that I was a big fan of his, but like I noticed that what he was doing for content, the freestyle content, that was probably the most viral content for the music industry at the time that people weren't doing. Like that, he was the only one doing it. But I noticed like his videos, just him doing bars. There's something polarizing about it. There's something galvanizing about. If we just go outside and we go to like Stater Brothers, sees a nigga just rapping in the middle, we're all gonna be like, "The fuck is he saying?" Like, let's hear him flow.
Pretty crazy.
So I was like, "Dude, do a freestyle."
Yeah, handle.
I was like, "Bro, do a freestyle," and he was like,
Side to the right.
he was like, "Nah, I don't really want to be like freestyle nigga. I don't really want to like, I kind of want to do like more traditional shit." And I was like, "Bro, you need to do freestyle content. Like, it's obvious that shit hits."
Yeah.